brand new purple light. Brand new purple light. Friends, facts. Brand new purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. If we don't put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you. Similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace, peace, peace to you and yours. Peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Saturday Night Live. Yes, you are now rocking with the best. This is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. All right. And that song that you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gods and goddesses, Moors and Moabites. That right there was the Facts remix featuring the 44 Tops. You dig? And yeah, album on the way. How about it? Album on the way. Yeah. So it was really good. We are here. 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 Pardon me for my tardiness. I have to be responsible. I know this was programmed, but I've been putting together, this program. So I've been working, it took me a little bit longer. And I was also tapping in with the good brother Rich on Black Magic. Q Reeves was going crazy. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, he was really going up. Salute to the God. You know what I'm talking about? Salute to Conjure Queen as well. I was listening to one of her videos earlier where she was talking about the energy harvesting that took place last night. Okay. And of course, we're here to talk about that in full detail. Tonight's episode on Saturday Night Live. This is the harvest season part 3. Okay. This is harvest season part 3. And we're going to get into it. All right. We're going to get into it. Let's go ahead and do the roll call, and then we're going to cook. You feel me? Tell a friend to tell a friend. It's Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean? I need the chat room to be lit tonight. Where are my mods? Shout out to my mods in the building. I see you, Copper Moon. You feel me? Yeah, tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to turn this up tonight. We're going to have fun. You dig? So, yeah. Let's do the roll call. Chicago in the building. Cali in the building. Nashville is in the building. Vatican City in the building. Palm Beach is in the building. All right. Crystal Springs, Mississippi in the building. Durham in the building. AZ in the building. Naptown in the building. VA in the building. Chicago in the building. Kentucky in the building. St. Louis in the building. Seminole, Florida's in the building. Land of the Hidden Mounds, aka Land of Flowers. East Point, East Point. Listening to some music. Glendale, California. All right. LAX headed back to the ATL. Oklahoma City, Philly, Northside, Virginia Beach, Rome, Georgia. I'm gonna drop a link in the Discord. I'm gonna send a link to the mods, and this is for our Discord. I want everybody that's here tonight to pull up to the Discord, be a part of our KT Alien community. Okay, it costs you nothing. All right. Also, we want you to be a Patreon, but we definitely want you to come up in here to this Discord. This Discord is going to be very lit. Information galore. We're gonna we could bring special teachers in the building. We're gonna introduce you to new teachers in that building. We're gonna be having watch parties. We could have had a watch party last night, even though I listened to Spirit and I did not open up the Discord to have a watch party. Spirit told me don't do it. And I'm kind of glad that I didn't, and we'll get to why in a little while. Rochester's in the building, Norfolk is in the building, DMV is in the building. Shout out, yes, happy belated to the God. I appreciate every single person in the building tonight and those that are not in the building tonight. But I got a lot of love on the birthday. You know what I mean? Y'all was sending us a lot of energy, a lot of currency. You feel me? You know, the best nation is a donation. Buy me a coffee, and you know the coffee Starbucks. Well, Star Seed Bucks. That's what we run, not Starbucks. We run Star Seed Bucks, and that's still open. Okay, we still buying us a coffee. Shout out to everybody on the belated love in advance, and we'll do a shout out at the end of the show for everybody that bought a coffee, so we could put your name into the universe. Norfolk, what's up? Poughkeepsie, what's goody? You know what I mean? Buy you a Boss Moss. Yeah, we're going to switch it up. Buy you a Boss Moss. Our mod has the Discord link. She will have it. We will try to pin it in the description so everybody will have access. When I tell you this is going to be the place to be, all right? These 1 hour, 2 hour shows, that's one thing. This is me in class, you know, doing the due diligence and giving y'all this sauce the way that I give it to y'all. The Discord for the KT Aliens in the Netaverse is something different. You feel me? It's something different. We're going to get more into the information, but not just the information, the application. I'll be able to go live. I'll be able to turn the camera on when we're in behind the scenes, where we're at Black Wall Street, or when we're in the lab, or when we're in the warehouse making things, creating things, because I am a creator, or what they would call a creative. And I don't just do one thing. You know what I mean? I touch on, I wear many hats. I wear many hats. So there's no reason why the family should not have access to see some of the things that are going on, and just the network in and of itself. Because every day I'm basically tapping into some godly shit. You know what I'm saying? Some godly activities, you know, from different people that we're surrounded by. So it's definitely time to create this community. I am very I did a bid on social media. I put in a lot of work. I bared my soul. I've just showed you know what I mean? I let everybody into my life for damn near 2 decades. And I'm at the point, especially when I just turned 49, where it's time to go into a little bit more of a private space, right? Where I'm not in the public like that, and I'm in a private space. I've already fallen back in real life. Like, I've already removed myself in real life. I'm out of the way. I promise you when I say that. I've already done that in real life. My circle is so small, you would be surprised. I'm not even out there like that. You feel me? I'm not even out there like that for a reason. So that part is going to be able to translate in the matrix where I'm getting out of the way and I'm going amongst like-minded people and I'm going to build with a network. So more things could be done in one day than if I'm on social media with all of this noise where these things are being done, but it's taking months at a time because it's so much noise, it's so much distractions, it's 1,000 people pulling at one person. So how could they even stay focused? How could they even stay on code? How could they even remember what it is the mission is? They just getting their quote unquote desires fed. They're getting stimulated. There's a lot of things going on in these noisy places and whatnot. You're being put in echo chambers by the algorithm. So it's time to build community first. My network is my net worth. So it's time to realize our net worth because we are in a new timeline. And as you can see by the currency and the current that built up as soon as this timeline came online, like I was preparing everybody with the information talking about currents and currency, and I went all the way to the gutter. I went all the way to the underworld. I went all the way to the mycelium, and I spoke about it in the most in the terms that the most quote unquote lowest of our people could understand. I started there in the red chakra and I said Big Meech is home, right? I said Young Thug is home. I said King Tut is home. I said the people from the underworld that they buried in the goddamn and what they would call purgatory, right? The lowest of the low until you get anything past that is 6 feet. I said they let them out. You understand? Symbolically, what does that mean? They're letting this underworld energy come forward. It's coming out. They're opening up the quote unquote asylums and letting these people out. They're opening up the dungeons. They're opening up the underworld. They're letting all of this underworld energy resurface. But what does it bring with it? A current, and then a currency, and then boom, on a higher level, we seen the election or the selection, whatever you want to subscribe to, of a real underworld figure, of a real villain, of a real quote unquote dark energy called Donald Trump. And then what did he bring? He brought a current on a global scale, and you got to see it in a macro. I was just giving it to you in a micro. But the $1,000,000 question is the current that the underworld built up the responsible for the current that you saw with Donald Trump coming in office because Kamala did not equate dollar. I'm going to say that again. Kamala did not equate dollar. Nothing about the Democrats speak about money. It's all ritual. That party or that wing of the bird, they do the most spirit cooking and blood rituals of the two. The other two is super bloody too. Do not get it messed up. Do not get it messed up. Don't get it confused. They both got their hands in a lot of dirt. But the Democrats, they different. They on some it's a special type of sacrifice with them. I promise you. It's a special type of sacrifice with them. You know what I mean? They are known because they claim the sacrifice of the babies. It's not something that the Republican wing is known for. The Republican wing is like hanging adults, electric chair type of things. The Democrats is Planned Parenthood with the eugenics. They starting from the they like, yo, full term. Look, I'm gonna play it. Okay. Look, things could become uncomfortable when the information is given, but because we're all grown, and I don't want to disrespect anybody from the level of consciousness they're on. There's some students in this biatch that just started out, but then there's some people that have been in for ages. You understand? So when I'm teaching, I have to teach on multiple levels, on like 4 different levels. I have to teach to people who've been rocking with us since Blog Talk radio days. I got to teach to the people who've been just, they might have got conscious from the Sinetta YouTube era. Then I'm speaking to people who started getting, conscious and getting online and started tapping in with us during the Paradigm Shifters era. That's 2018, 19, and whatnot. Then we have all of the people who came into consciousness 2020 leading up to like 2024. That will be considered freshmen. So I'm literally teaching on all of these levels at the same damn time to be able to feed every single group or every single student body without getting cursed out and you know, getting called, you know, the red pill is dumbing it down. Yeah, he's not going in. I don't need that. So let's just understand who these people are, and if your allegiance to these people is still intact. If you're on record putting your John Hancock, which is your autograph, right? Your autograph, and I don't mean it, and this is not ego. I'm only trying to be as great as my dad, who is an English and a professor, a real professor, like professor X type shit. You know what I'm talking about? But anyway, let me play this. This is her explaining what the Democrats really are. If you and if you signed up to a gang, if you signed up to gang, you part of gang. It's all in your signature, your John Hancock. Because if you sign for something, you can't necessarily say, nah, I wasn't down with that. I ain't fucking with it. Nigga. Your scribbly scrap, your autograph is on it. They counting your name when they do roll call. Until you remove yourself, you part of that frequency. And the Democrats, it's a heavy death frequency with them. These are really Democrats. Check it out.
I'm just going to say it because this is what I do. But I'm confused by how many American people are crying for the massacres and the children in Palestine. Usually Democratic-leaning people or ex-Democrat-leaning people, now that they've seen through the insidious nature of their party and the Republican Party. I mean, not saying that that's exempt. But how these people are crying for Palestinian children and not one of them mentioned the legalized murder of children in their own country. So it's normal to have an abortion within the first trimester. Within the first 3 months, the child is not formed, and that gives a person enough time to decide whether they want to be a parent. But anything beyond that has now tipped from liberalism and free choice into inversion. And this is what cultural Marxism is. It's when liberalism goes beyond the point of reasonable and gets so inverted that it becomes evil. So you might not be aware, but in quite a few states, it is legal to have a late-term abortion up and until the day of giving birth. And there doesn't even have to be a reason, a danger to the mother or the baby, right? No reason needs to be given, and you can abort a child, a fully formed child, up until the day of giving birth. And an abortion, a late-term abortion, actually usually ends up with a child being born alive and then murdered. So this is legalized in quite a few states in your country. People are allowed to have a late-term abortion where the child is usually born alive and then murdered. And you might wonder why. Why are late-term abortions even happening? Well, Planned Parenthood was set up by a person and a group of people that have an agenda of eugenics and population control. This is what its own founder even said.
The most merciful thing that the large family does to one of its infant members is to kill it. The most urgent problem today is how to limit and discourage the over-fertility of the mentally and physically defective. A marriage license shall in itself give husband and wife only the right to a common household and not the right to parenthood. No woman shall have the legal right to bear a child, and no man shall have the right to become a father without a permit for parenthood.
Now, was they not, or were they headed in this direction under the Democrats day by day by day, by distraction. Let me say distraction by distraction by distraction, because there'll be a police shooting, or there'll be a scandal, or there'll be some buffoonery. And while you was getting harvested for that energy, they was signing bills to basically limit and move toward what this lady was about with her program. Press 1 in the chat if you agree. Press 2 if you don't agree. See, these are the blood oaths, and these are the pacts that our people are taking with people that they don't even know. And then they wonder why there is retribution on said people. Because the trick of the devil is to make you do it to yourself, right? It's all about your participation. You do it, you self-inflicted. But it's through the what? It's through the technology of the trickster. It's through the quote unquote falsehood of the false prophet and the false messenger. It's you getting tricked into tricking yourself out of your position and whatnot. You are doing it.
We don't want the word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population.
So she had Planned Parenthood in Dallas with the Beyonce and Kelly Rowland in the zoot suit, but Planned Parenthood, they had vehicles. They were doing it on site. So while they were harnessing all of those people at the Harris rallies, they were committing murder in their quote unquote trucks and whatnot. Check this out. And they were harvesting organs as well. And check this out. This is what they had our people fighting for. This is what they have our people standing behind, right?
But from my view, I believe that there should be no more babies.
They said catless. When JD Vance threw the word out there about catless women with no babies, it was code word. It wasn't a direct thing. He was speaking to the fact that this group or this organization is following the theology of a woman. This woman, her imprints in the Democratic Party or the theology of the Democrats is very, very deep. They are intricately tethered to Margaret Sanger. Okay, they're tethered to her. So all of that shit that she's about and that she's talking about, people vicariously are agreeing to that. That's a contract.
I admire Margaret Sanger enormously.
So all of that, I don't want to procreate. I don't want no damn children. Fuck them kids and all of that. That's coming from this feminazi. Gloria Steinem comes in later on and she pushes the narrative. You understand? And it's continuously happening.
The Negro population.
But from my view, I believe that there should be no more babies.
I admire Margaret Sanger enormously. Her courage, her tenacity, her vision.
And the reason they've pushed the so-called liberal inverted Democrats have pushed for late abortions is because you get more money for body parts on the black market when they are fully formed. So there have been quite a few journalistic exposés on Planned Parenthood selling children's parts, organs and tissues to stem cell researchers. Here's some footage.
In several American states, abortion is allowed up to and including the moment of birth. Full-term abortion is the term coined for this event. The doctors at Planned Parenthood have no problems with this. On the contrary, on several occasions, medical staff were caught on hidden cameras selling body parts of aborted babies to third parties. Nurses admitted to knowing exactly how to turn the baby in its mother's womb so that the internal organs would not be harmed during the abortion in order to harvest them after the procedure. They admitted the aborted babies were alive when their bodies were cut open to retrieve the organs, commissioned by well-paying third parties.
Come on, fam.
A lot of people want to contact cards these days because they're looking for specific nodes. Yesterday was the first time she said people wanted liver. And then, like I said, always as many intact livers as possible. People just want
livers.
People want lower extremities too, which that's simple. I mean, that's easy. I don't know what they're doing with it. I guess they want muscle. But
A dime a dozen.
If you want to see more of it, you can click on the link below and watch the full expose. It's a 30-minute piece. So before you cry for the...
And keep in mind, right? Let's do the research. We'll do a show about Moloch. We'll do a show about Baal and whatnot. These people who are called liberal Democrats, right, are ideologically damn near similar to what they call Zionists, right? I have to come up with a new word for that too, because now the Sentinels are alerted, right? And these same people are bombing children as we speak. These same people have a very satanic approach when it comes to innocent children, women, and elderly that I've never seen before on my timeline. And I've seen a lot of things. I've been online for mad long. It's a different type of quote unquote evil. It's a different type of heartlessness. And it's a different type of demon time. Same people. Same people. So when we talk about how certain people are not, when it comes to not aligning oneself with the enemy, when it comes to not being a battery for the enemy, when it comes to not being used by the enemy, this is what we're talking about. It's out of love. And then the frustration begins to kick in when you really sit back and you look at how many of our people have signed pacts and they are toe in toe, step in step, foot in foot, arm in arm with the enemy, and will smile in your face and try to shame you because you're not a part of this covenant. Okay? This cannot consist. This is what causes cognitive dissonance. This is what causes mental illnesses and whatnot. You got people literally waking up every day, punching in, being in alignment with an enemy energy, a demonic force. You understand? Being part and parcel to not the upliftment of fallen humanity. That's what we wake up every day to do. We wake up to uplift. I will never allow myself with no type of party, no type of organization, no type of movement, no type of frequency, no type of energy that's dealing with harming nothing that's alive, bro. Unless we're at war and it's physical. What are you talking about? How do you think you can't make it through the gates if you got those attachments? You fooling yourself. I really hate to tell you, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I hate it. You know what I'm talking about? These are some uncomfortable truths, and I don't find joy in delivering it all the time. But somebody gotta say it. I don't give a fuck, woman, man, all of that. Yo, this is my Sex in the City movement, my girls club. You cannot align yourself. You cannot be in part and parcel. You can't even no. You have to publicly denounce all of that shit that you're tied into. Okay? Because if you go down with them, then what you want us to do? What you want to, we want to help, but we can't help if you tied into this mentality, into these movements, this feminazi shit, this, yo, I could, no, that's it. That ain't it. Super spiritual people have a purpose. They practice things like abstinence. They have great intuition. They're walking a certain path. There is no fucking mistakes. You feel me? When you get in alignment, you don't have to use none of those excuses that Babylon keep telling you to send excuse and making you even by you even saying it. It's almost like you will manifest a negative reality rather than to affirm, nah, when I'm great. I'm about to bring a star seed up in this thing. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'll never have to worry about no type of man or anybody taking no type of negative effect or advantage of me. I'm walking in my purpose. That shit don't happen when you walking in your purpose. The people in this community, this whole year of 2024, right? Everybody is showing you could learn from a fool. What are you seeing? What are you seeing? Especially spiritually, people are being punished for the abuse of power, especially the men, by not being able to control their quote unquote power, and they're abusing it through ways that are manipulative and dominating, right? Through their like the phallus and whatnot. When you think about the people in the community who y'all be calling y'all fucking teachers and whatnot, all of the niggas that's in jail, what are they in jail for? What are they in jail for? It's no coincidence that all of them is in jail for abusing power. You know their names. Y'all be trying to repost them and send me. No, they abused their power and they got struck down. Okay? That's what the fuck you looking at. Why don't you niggas come to the table with that and admit that's what you seeing? P. Diddy, he abused his power. He got spanked. He's getting spanked in front of the world and whatnot. That was an abuse of power. That's what all of them lawsuits is reading out. People are getting caught up in the salaciousness of the details. Oh, it's 1,000 bottles of fucking baby oil, nigga. It's abuse of power. From a Scorpio, Drake got sat down for the abuse of power by somebody who was able to come forward and show that, look, I got more character and integrity than this nigga. Let's go to war. You could throw your rumors out there. You could try to defame me, because when the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Everybody's telling lies on each other. God damn it. That's a form of warfare. Everybody's telling lies on each other and spreading. That's throwing hex. That's a hex. When niggas lie, that's hex throwing. Everybody's doing that. But what did Kendrick show? You can't smut my character, nigga. You can't sprinkle salt on a turtle shell. And he cooked them. Who else is falling? Who else is going through it? The dude from the CEO from Abercrombie and Fitch and whatnot. Abuse of power. Huh? I see you niggas didn't name your master teachers in the chat room and whatnot. All of that fake ass shit that y'all be trying to promote and whatnot. Start for law. Why don't you name them? It's about 5 of them in jail. Abuse of power. God damn it. You would get sat down. You can't get away from the Most High. You can't wiggle your way out of that. And it's just a few people that's slipping through the cracks. You understand? So you cannot abuse your power in this realm. You are given mad power to wield over thousands and millions of people. If you can't harness that power and build something, right? Ain't nobody doing it right, because shit ain't got built yet. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody's still trying to figure it out, allegedly. Because if it was anything other than that, we would be flying to communities every weekend. Yo, I'm unplugging. I'm gonna go to that island that so and so built, because he was able to harness his millions of followers and make it happen. But teamwork make the dream work, and niggas got more work to do. Okay. So these people right here, what I saw leading up to November 5th, everybody took while I sat back and observed and took names and shit like that, while everybody was a Democrat all of a sudden. Yeah, that's not what's up. Fuck out of here. You trying to wiggle your way into it. That's not working, and it will never will work. No, nor will a Republican. Nigga, the key is not to belong to none of that shit.
Children of Palestine. It would be helpful if you cried for the born alive and murdered children in your own country. And perhaps so-called liberals, if you cared about Republicans who are weeping over this, they would possibly care about you weeping over our dead children.
So the way that this thing is played out, the way that this theater and the way that this whole political arena is set up, one wing of the bird has certain type of death rituals and certain type of spirit cooking rituals that it is the face of, and then the other wing is about something else, right? This may be the quote unquote antithesis to that. So what's the antithesis? The Republicans say, yo, we about family, the nuclear family. We about building. We about getting married. We are running this new thing that's coming. That we're in a new paradigm. Okay. We're in the quote unquote the MAGA residence. That's what I would call it. The MAGA resonance. Okay. And they about it doesn't matter if it is, because people are like, they got a negative birth rate. I'm talking about they're pushing an idea and a concept and a culture. And their culture is about Christian nationalism, and their culture is about getting back to the family, and their culture is about having mad kids, and their culture is about not killing those children, and their culture is about not organ harvesting babies, and their culture is about we fuck all of that. We're going to set this shit up to the point where the crypto is popping, the money is flowing. So any woman that you happen to quote unquote get pregnant, she would be like, at least that man can provide for that seed. So I would have a second thought, right? Because now you can reproduce. If somebody is out here producing results, they get into that production. You know what I'm talking about? They may even be growing the produce, because when we lived on them farms and whatnot, and when we were growing our produce, and when we had our livestock, and when we were able to feed ourselves, why you think Granny had 30 children? Don't try to shame her, you fake ass Christian ass niggas. Don't try to shame somebody who procreates and they're abundant, you feminazis and whatnot. That's how you could tell that you offer your rocker, because we would celebrate that. Be fruitful and multiply. You can't read? You know what I'm talking about? Be fruitful and multiply. What the fuck does that sound like? Now, because you in this European mind and they got you in this welfare state of mind, right? No offense. You know what I'm talking about? No diddy. This welfare state of mind where people are ashamed to procreate. They're ashamed of their progeny. Margaret Sanger and the eugenics really pushed that paradigm through Gloria Steinem when she infiltrated the Black Power movement by way of our women in the 60s, right? And it only took all the way up to goddamn the 90s and the 2000s where it started to disintegrate. And then moving forward, women is like, I ain't having no children. You see how long? You see how that shit wasn't long, and it's gonna get reversed. That era and that paradigm is finito. It's over with. Okay, that timeline is over with. That timeline is coming to an end, along with other things that are coming to an end on this new timeline. But being fruitful and multiplying, that's going to be the timeline that's coming back. And it's sad that your children have to be the ones to implement it, but they're the same demon. They're just playing both sides. They're playing a duality. So you can't say, oh, they saving us and all of that. No, it's a script. It's a polarity. It's two wings of a bird. So one thing represents the antithesis of the other. But because this new energy is in play with the Republican Party taking the helms for the next 4 years, then it will switch to that frequency, aka that timeline, aka that's where we're headed, aka everything that happened last night was pointed in that Tyson Jake Paul fight is showing you and pointing you to what the fuck is coming.
Palestinian and Lebanese children, other children across the global south. You need to step across this construct line in your own brain. Your system has told you the construct that you exist in. You will still have reproductive rights. You can still say, I want reproductive rights up until the first trimester, but anything beyond that is inversion. A late-term abortion is inversion if there's no reason or danger to the mother and child. And if you're a liberal or Democrat-leaning person, you need to say that. You need to draw the line on liberalism. You need to draw the line on liberalism.
Yeah, she said a word. She said a word. You know what I'm talking about? And we'll continue. We'll get back to that conversation. And it won't just be with me as a man, because I could be overbearing. You know what I'm talking about? I can imagine the level of cringe-worthiness this conversation is even having to people who be like, damn, he don't have no right to talk about that because you may be in that feminist mind state and whatnot. However, I do have a right to talk about that, as you have a right to talk about men and their procreation and things that they're doing and whatnot. Because as a woman, I would be appalled to sit back and watch how many men are voluntarily not procreating their bloodline to choose to deal with some type of quote unquote anti-life practices while y'all cheerlead that shit on, or while other women cheerlead it on and encourage it. But you are literally encouraging a man to basically cut his whole timeline off because he wants to play in feces and whatnot, and you're clapping for that. So I would never sit back and, you know, judge a woman if she decided that she wanted to come forward and question that. So as a man, me coming forth and questioning how the hell is it that we are allowing eugenicists and people that hate us to put up a firewall and stop the gods from recreating and manifesting in the Malkuth and whatnot, and you have your motherfucking hand in that. I'm just like, what's up with that? That's not how we got to go. We can't go into the new timeline like that. Nobody's finna judge you, because I played a part in that. I was a willing participant in this ritual, in this blood ritual. Make no mistake about it. I'm not casting no stone. I got 4 bodies. Okay. I got 4 bodies. So it's shit that I'm dealing with, that there's decisions that I made as a young, uninformed, asleep type of person, that I literally had to go. I had to deal with that shit face to face. Okay. I had to deal with that shit face to face, and it almost scared me light skin. All right. I had to deal with that whole, all of those decisions that I made. You know, if you go deep enough into your inner mind and whatnot, if you go deep enough into yourself, you're going to have to face some of those decisions. That shit woke me up. You know? But let's have a debate. And I'm talking about for the people who are drunk with the programming of Margaret Sanger and whatnot. Let's have a debate. Let's set up a debate, because that's the type of topic that needs to be debated on a global scale. So it's not a judgmental thing. It's not a finger pointing thing. It's not somebody that's being overzealous. Nah, let's get to the facts. Let's get to the science. Let's get to the mystery. Let's get to the history. Let us all learn, because I promise you that right there is a major, major quote unquote spiritual no-no that's taking place, that people are fake co-signing because of false ideologies of this quote unquote paradigm that we're in. This shit has to be debated. So the name of this show tonight is Harvest Season Part 3. Harvest Season Part 1 talked about the election or the selection and whatnot, how they was spirit cooking niggas on a global scale in the millions upon millions. Imagine a pot with like 500 million people in it. Just imagine that on some Mid-Journey type shit. Can you imagine a fucking pot with 50 million people in it and they're stirring that shit? Just imagine, you know how the Jamaicans got those curry pots and whatnot, or them Indians got the curry pots, or the motherfucking the Chinese got the woks and whatnot. Imagine that with 50 million souls, not bodies. It's beyond your body. It's your mind and your soul. It's spirit cooking. The body is on a physical plane, wherever the fuck it's doing. You know what I mean? That hunk of flesh. The real, the baddie, the real diamond is the soul and the spirit. You could keep the body. They got you licked. That's how they lied to us. They got us thinking that the body was the most supreme of it all. The body is the vehicle. They cooking the spirit. They cooking the ethers. They cooking your essence.
The human body generates more bioelectricity than a 120-volt battery and over 25,000 BTUs of body heat. Combined with a form of fusion, the machines had found all the energy they would ever need. There are fields now, endless fields, where human beings are no longer born. We are grown. For the longest time, I wouldn't believe it. And then I saw the fields with my own eyes. Watched them liquefy the dead so they could be fed intravenously to the living. And standing there,
Matrix.
facing the pure, horrifying precision, I came to realize the obviousness of the truth.
So we know that this matrix feeds off of our energy like a battery. It feeds off of our psychic energy. It feeds off of our spiritual energy. It feeds off of our magnetic field energy. It feeds off of our emotional energy when we have leaks and whatnot. If they could harness our emotions in a wok, then they could eat it.
What is the Matrix? Control. The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
So what they did, right? Because this is the Jason months. Always remember that this is a part of a grand ritual that starts in Jason months era, in the quote unquote July months, right? What did they begin in the July months? This election cycle, this theater of politics, and it led all the way up to November. So the entire Jason months was exactly what you just saw that he's showing you with that battery. What do they use the energy for? To wake up the stock market, to wake up the crypto, to wake up the wars, to expand the wars. You know that every single person that Donald J. Trump has put in his cabinet is a war hawk. So you know what is coming in the next season of Solar Cycle 2025. Okay. And how are they going to make that happen? By harnessing this energy right now, by harnessing this energy last night, by harnessing this energy leading up to this motherfucker. This what they do. Why wouldn't they do it if all you niggas are batteries? You know what I'm talking about?
No. I don't believe it. It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo. I just said it would be the truth.
Stop.
So we are in a very interesting time. Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday Night Live. Let's go.
I'd like you to explain the toad to me.
Do you understand the toad?
Is it like ayahuasca?
No, it takes you to another level. Ayahuasca is nothing compared to this. The toad, and it's in the Sonora Desert and has a venom in it. And you smoke it. Once I tried it, boom! Everything is went so fast. And when I fell out, the only thing I was conscious about was out. My brain was still functioning, my thoughts, I could still talk to myself, I could hear my mind, and I was saying, I fucked up.
I'm going to continue, but let me explain something. Right? This was an experience that I decided to go through after listening to what he talked about And also prior to him, what Cambada and Blue Pill talked to me about with the toad. You understand? I went on that journey. I decided to be a participant in this medicine. And I promise you, it changed my life and my existence forever. I do not promote it for anybody that is listening to this the same way that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a spiritual, nor am I quote unquote a healer advisor for you at this moment. I'm only giving you my testament because he's giving a testament and he don't have to use that disclaimer as he's watching it. As people watch this video, I'm being responsible and I'm saying, you know what? It ain't for everybody. Because there's a lot of people out here that are cheating and they're skipping the line and they're trying to speed up their process and whatnot. This comes later on down the line. This is not something that you engage with right out the gate. I promise you. It will you will be mad at me. Don't do it to yourself. Do not do it to yourself. However, and this is what I have to say as a disclaimer because I'm not the judge and jury of your experience at all. So I have to refrain from being quote unquote judgmental about when you try it or if you try it, because that's not on me. I put it out there. I let you know that I did it. It's plant-based. It's not a drug. It comes from a toad, okay? And it's smoked, right? And you go through what is called an ego death, okay? And you see things and you tap into let's just say a mind state. Let's just say that you tap into what they call the source. You know, you heard people talk about the source, not a God with a face on it, a faceless entity, the source of all. And you have what is known as an ego death. So you understand what this husk, this spacesuit really is. This is not you. This is not you. So the man that we know as Mike Tyson from the 80s, whose footage that they continuously show you, is not the man who he is today. This is not the same man. Okay? This is not the same man. This man went through a DMT reawakening because he was on cocaine and he was in bad shape. I used to work for Mike Tyson from 1997 going all the way up to the early 2000s. All right. Me and his sister Jackie Rowe, if anybody knows anything about Mike Tyson Productions or Mike Tyson Records, or if you know anything about Mike Tyson, then you know his sister Jackie Rowe. And that was our manager. And we was able to be a fly on the wall and see the crazy ass world or the universe that is known as Mike Tyson. And this is back in the days before he this is before he bit the ear of Evander Holyfield. This is a Law White Bar Mike when he came out, I eat your kids Mike, right? Very volatile, very unpredictable, very scary, yo. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm just keeping it a buck. It wasn't, it was kind of like, you didn't know what to expect. He wasn't hitting people. It wasn't like he was violent, but he's a true dinosaur of an era, a bygone era, where that archetype and that stock and that pedigree doesn't exist anymore. It was a lot of them. Yeah, we used to go. Mike had the mansion in Connecticut. We went to a barbecue out there to Mike's house, and it was a movie upon a movie. I'm talking about you got gangsters, the gangsters that you see on the DVDs and whatnot. They were there. The rappers and whatnot, they were there. The top rappers, the top vixens, they were there. The models, they were there. And Mike was just, Mike is Mike. So the person that he turned into is not the person that he initially a lot of people know him as. He has changed, right? Before, right, his one-man show with Spike Lee was his redemption arc. Prior to that, he faced a death of a child, right? He faced the death of a child. That crushed him. Okay. Anybody who lost a child, I'm sure that you understand the grief that comes with that and whatnot. And it was a freak accident. Didn't even make sense when I heard about it. And he had an addiction to cocaine along with some other quote unquote, you know, very hard drugs and whatnot. So he was about to tap out. He was suicidal, right? He was ready to hang up. He was self-destructing, death by suicide, right? He was self-destructing. He was one of those people that he probably wanted to get taken down. And he just didn't want to do it to himself, right? So that's the Mike that we're talking about when he was coked up and he was all chubby and whatnot, and he got into the car accident. Sloppy Mike, right? Ready to hang up Mike. He died with the toad. He was able to go into the desert. A similar character arc like DMX. I see DMX. I see the DMX story in the Mike Tyson story. Mike Tyson being one of the older dinosaurs, because a DMX would pick up the algorithms and he would learn from a Mike Tyson, but he would be of that pedigree and that stock. You know what I'm saying? But they kind of come from that cloth, that chaos magic, right? What you mean RIP DMC? Oh, DMX. Come on now. Don't do no typos like that. The ODB in him, right? The ODB in him, right? The chaos magic. Mike Tyson is a chaos. I don't think that there's a chaos magician. He comes from the Tupac Shakur was chaos magic like Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson is he is the archetype, but there's no Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson. But when Tupac was thugging it out with the bald head and the bandana, and they all got that dog energy, that Anubis energy. So when Tupac was going gangster and he was bald headed and tatted, who do you think that he was mimicking? Right? Mike is the first one with a face tat. Mike is the original nigga with a dog in him. You know what I'm talking about? Please tell me somebody before Mike that fits that archetype of the quote unquote dinosaur. Brooklyn nigga from Brownsville, the illest part of Brooklyn, right? The illest part, the most gangster part of Brooklyn, where there's people out there in Brownsville that could knock Mike out. A whole lot of them. And I'm not just talking about Shannon Briggs, there's a whole lot of people from Mike's part of town that was knocking Mike the fuck out, and that's why Mike had to get tougher, right? So who before Mike Tyson can you tell me is the archetype that Mike is trying to be like? So when we identify that, then we understand how big the stakes of what it is that we saw last night. Mike is the archetype of the quote unquote gangster black man. Mike is the archetype. He is the prototype of what they call thug life. He is the living quote unquote prototypical archetype, right, of black masculinity. He's a titan. You understand what I'm talking about? And if you can't see it, please just sit back and look at it and understand. Yes, Mr. T was a tough guy, but we never saw Mr. T knock nobody out in one round, 18 seconds. We never seen Mr. T go heavy with the women. Remember, Mike's legend. He said, fuck legacy, right? Fuck legacy. The legend. You niggas ain't gonna stick me with no legacy. Look at what you did with Prince. Look at what you did with Michael Jackson. Look at what you did with Whitney Houston. Look at what you did with James Brown. Fuck you niggas talking about legacy. Pardon my French and whatnot. But that legacy shit is a sham. Niggas' children sell them out and whatnot and don't even carry on legacy. That's just a Jay-Z song. I ain't falling for it. It's the legend. Nigga, the legend gonna live longer than a legacy. Nigga, his legend was what he was doing with those women. Okay? His legend, not the fuck that he was knocking people out and he had a fight with Mitch Green. No, the legend is that he betted every woman that was bettable at that time. You understand? He betted every woman that was bettable. Nigga, I worked for him. Please don't let me go there. I'm not on some Vlad TV shit sitting on the couch and talk about what other men are doing in their private life. But it's no secret. Nobody's, you know what I'm saying? You had to be outside. It's not a secret. He is a legendary cocksman. Okay? He will buy you a car after he destroys the box. You say he was buying box? Listen, he changed the game on buying box. You understand? He's why all of these women talk about, I need a high value man with 6 digits. You understand what they're saying? I don't know if y'all able to read through the lines. He was buying them furs and cars after like 2 nights. Women knew he was a lick. You understand? When he would come into town, they was calling Jackie Rose's phone and making appointments, my nigga. We would go to Trump Tower. This nigga had, you know how somebody you know how they have like Calendly and you book a consultation. Well, they was booking sessions with this man, bro. Come on now. They was booking sessions with the God. Actresses, vixens, hood rats. You feel me? Like that's what they was on. So I don't want to hear, you know, that's why I didn't see Jaguar right. Just for the, you know what I'm saying? Just for the in case you niggas was she didn't come up in the room in Trump Tower. I didn't see no Jaguar right. But nigga, he was booking them. He wasn't chasing them down. They was chasing him down. Because women talk. You know what I'm talking about? Women talk and they pass shit around like they pass rumors around. They gonna pass the phallus around. Yeah, they was lining up. He didn't have to chase them down. They was coming to the rooms. This nigga had suites. He had the whole floor and whatnot. And it sounded like he would be in a boxing match. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? So the Bufu and other quote unquote plant-based medicines was able to tame this uncontrollable beast that was destroying him, because we talked about it on many occasions that if you do not control your lower self, then you will quote unquote be susceptible to being attacked by outer forces, demons, entities, and even what they call jinn. And they come now by way through the phone, through your computer screen, through your TV screen, and in person, and in persona, and people. Right? So he was out there fucking with the thoughts, and he was picking up thought energy, and it was breaking them down and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? He was being unfaithful. He was being a womanizer, and he was just sleeping with any and everything and whatnot to fulfill whatever may have been that void that is unfillable. But I'm not here to judge, right? Because everybody got their demons, and he damn sure has been fighting demons all of his life. He's an archetype of the demons that all is 3 million people locked up. They got pieces of DNA of Mike Tyson and each one of these niggas that's in purgatory, that's locked up doing life, triple life, 300, 200 years and whatnot. The dudes is laying up in the grave and whatnot. They went out on some, you know, Fuck that, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing it to the end. I'm a warrior spirit and whatnot. The crash outs. That's Mike. He was a crash out. He started out as a crash out in Brownsville, and then he became a boxer. He was a fucking crash out. Like you got crash outs right now. Mike Tyson was a crash out at 13. There's crash outs at 13 in Chicago. There's crash outs in Brooklyn at 13. There's crash outs in Atlanta at 13. They're the same, quote unquote. They're cut from the same cloth. It's repeat. The cycle is repeating itself, generation after generation after generation after generation. It's nothing is this different. There's no difference. You can't separate it. So the children that are right now, they identify with him because they like, yeah, I can. If they can see, if they have the eyes to see and the ears to hear, they'll look at Mike Tyson even at 58 and be like, shit, at least I want to make it to 58 and be able to get in the ring even if I get beat. Some of you niggas can't get in the ring at 18. Do you know what getting in the ring at 58 means? Do you know what that shit takes? Do you understand what the fuck that is? Because if he got in the ring with somebody else that was 58, it would have been a little bit different than what you saw. He got in the ring with somebody that literally could be his son. Like my son could probably have got in the ring and lumped this nigga up the right way if we taught him right. You feel me? He's 58 and he fought somebody 27, but you didn't see him fight somebody 57. I seen Lennox Lewis and the other Evander Holyfield last night. They looked like they could have put hands and feet on that nigga though. I don't know if they 58, but I'm just saying. Let us continue.
And I killed myself.
Because you killed the ego.
Yeah, I'm dying. It was just really mind blowing.
Spiritual in nature, though,
Yeah,
right? Like you're just
really my whole life totally changed. It sounds like a movie script, but it's really the real deal.
I would be responsible and do a retreat where this medicine is quote unquote administered rather than just throw it out there and people are like, oh, I'm gonna do it on my own. No, we grown, we're responsible, right? And I'm sure at this level in life, if you don't trust me and I'm 20 years doing this shit, you feel me? If you don't trust what we do, and if you don't trust my word and whatnot, then you just got trust issues. I don't know what to say, but we've been doing this shit for a very long time. And if there was something to be nervous about, or if there was, we live in an internet age. Let me know what's going on. You know what I'm talking about? In the A, I would rather go to Tulum or somewhere. I would rather go where we are on a grid where it's more tropical next to the equator. You feel me? I would rather do it in the beach. This is to be done that, I want to do it with the sun is out in the water or near the beach and whatnot. And then you could also do it at night under like something tonight, like a moon, like tonight. Like tonight, we're going to get into that. A grand ritual taking place, not just last night, it's tonight too. The moon is here. This shit is crazy. Saturn in Aquarius, like we're in a window. So we are in class getting charged up by the information that causes the electromagnetic. It sparks the brain. It creates the great spark and whatnot. Information is power. So as you tapping into this information, take this power, take this charge during this quote unquote full moon and be creative. Write some rhymes, write a story, write a script, do a painting and whatnot. Write your affirmations. You understand? I'm sure you've been getting information about this day all day because of the narrative and the thought pieces and all of these channels and whatnot. They've been talking about this shit all day. So maybe you waked up in the morning and it was a low level commentary about it. But now in the nighttime, going into your sleep state and whatnot, or going into the later night, it has elevated to a higher level conversation where we're going to look at this thing in 4D, where we're going to look at this thing from a bird's eye view, where we're going to observe this thing at a higher level, not on a mundane. I don't need to come here and tell you that the nigga lost.
That moment, you're talking about like you come to and you are altered. You are altered and it stayed.
I don't know. I wake up, I'm happy, I'm laughing, I'm smiling, I think, what the
Really?
happened? Yeah.
Really?
Had no idea.
So sex, cocaine, championship belt, those weren't happiness.
Nothing, no. It lasts forever, but it was only 15 minutes. But it felt like hours. And it was frightening.
Because of that ego thing, because you realize you're small all of a sudden.
Yeah, once I realized that I'm nothing, I realized all my fancy clothes, my big clothes. That's a big awakening. You can call it growth or you can call it divine intervention.
So once I saw that video, and I understand, because you got to be able, when you do Bufu, you understand what he's talking about. If you never did it and you're on the outside looking in, you're like, damn, what the fuck? That nigga's crazy. There's just more drug. No, I'm here to let you know it was that moment where he admitted that he was going through his ego death and his transformation, his dark night of the soul, and he was going, and I understood fully every single word that he said, because when I went through that same initiation, I was able to relate. I was able to have an ego death. I was able to see this shit is not what you think it is. My life was changed for the better forever. Okay. Yes, I was able to verify that is an illusion. I'm not in the thinking. I'm not in the speculation anymore. I'm in the knowing. So there's a difference between that. So as the minute that you know, everything changes. The minute that you begin to know, everything changes. So the way that he approaches morality, the way that he approaches humanity, and the way that he approaches what he may be considered to be integrity and character, it may be different than how you see it, because you didn't go through what he went through. And I'm just saying, please understand that. And don't take it for somebody that's trying to, I'm not trying to make no excuses for nobody, but I am here to help you understand who these people are that you may be looking at, and you're judging him from 1990 Mike Tyson, 2000 Mike Tyson. I'm here to let you know, when you participate in this Bufu medicine, it is going to change your life forever, and you are going to become a new version of yourself. It may even be a new timeline that you enter into once you come down off of the quote unquote, because I promise you, I felt like I was on a completely different timeline. It almost freaked me out because it wasn't something that I anticipated, but I was like, oh fucking shit. And I had to get bearings of myself. And it was like a roll. Imagine being on a spiritual great adventure ride, but this shit is going through timelines of your existence and your quote unquote, your multiverse, because you exist on multiple timelines. It's going to show you, it's going to reveal, it's not like you're hallucinating. You're not seeing things. It's not like you're dumbed out or nothing. Please go and do your research. It's mad videos online. Don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it. But many people, from the Cambadas to the blue pills, to the Lux, the loaded Luxes, to the red pills, I don't know who else. Oh, definitely Uncle Hank, because he's the one that the beads that you see around my neck, the beads that I've had on that I haven't never taken off, right? The wooden beads around my neck. That is my initiation into the Bufu medicine. You understand? That I never take this off. This is a testament to my new life, to me reawakening to a new quote unquote red pill, or whatever you want to call me, because I realize that I'm not even that. So let's go back through it.
Nothing, no. It lasts forever, but it was only 15 minutes. But it felt like hours. And it was frightening.
Because of that ego thing, because you realize you're small all of a sudden.
Yeah, once I realized that I'm nothing,
By the way, he's done this more than 100 times. Okay?
I realized all my fancy clothes, my big clothes. That's a big awakening. You can call it growth or you can call it divine intervention.
The fact that they leaked the script to this fight with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson lost it exactly the way that it said in the script. Do not question me when I said everything is scripted and played out to the naked eye, that they be playing in people's face. Cause ain't no way you finna tell me Mike Tyson himself just lost to a YouTuber. Like, even reading this script prior before watching this fight, watching the fight and seeing it go down as it's scripted, like I'm watching a movie and I'm backstage, as in production, lights, camera. And I know so many people just lost so much money. I just know so many people that lost money. I actually commend to leak this script so people didn't really lose their money if they were smart, if they believed it. So are you telling me all boxing matches be scripted now? Like, you see how this going? So did Mike Tyson really win all 58 of his fights? Oh my God, let's talk.
So Mike Tyson losing the fight, right? It's been said that it was scripted, right? And they said that him and Jake Paul got away with one of the biggest money grabs in quote unquote history. Now, if you were to ask me, how do I feel about it? I would say, yeah, I think that is exactly what took place. He's giving us all of the clues.
In your return to the ring for this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy. I just think that's another word for ego. Legacy doesn't mean nothing. That's just some word everybody grabbed onto. Someone said that word and everyone grabbed on the word, so now it's used every 5 seconds. It means absolutely nothing to me. I'm just passing through. I'm going to die, and it's going to be over. Who cares about legacy after that? What a big ego. So I'm going to die. I want people to think that I'm this, I'm great. No, we're nothing. We're just dead.
Translation: I lived long enough to see you niggas walk all over my name. I've lived long enough to see you niggas trash the great people who I felt were quote unquote legends. I've lived long enough to see that people are finicky and they're going to turn on you. I've lived long enough to not basically put all of my eggs in a basket to think that all I got to do is die and y'all finna take care of my legacy and my family and my name and everything that I work for. Hell to the nah, I ain't falling for that one. You niggas must be crazy. What I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to enjoy life while I'm alive. Y'all can have all of that necromancy and whatnot and that fake ass death religion shit. What you could do it on. I'm not doing that. I'm going to do whatever it takes to pay these goddamn bills while I'm alive. I'm going to do whatever it takes to take a 20 million. If they offer me 20 million, then I'm going to make 100 million. Let's not be fucking dumb. If he's getting 20 million for the fight and he threw the fight, do you not think that he's going to make extra money? If it was me, I would tell Jake, because remember, him and Jake Paul was cool before the fight. I don't know if y'all been following. Jake Paul is a content creator. I don't know if you ever been following Jake Paul. He eventually got up with Mike and they were clowning the idea of having a fight. They were clowning the idea of having a fight, right? And then it happened. Check it out.
Absolutely nothing. Our legacy is nothing.
Well, thank you so much for sharing that. That is something that I have not heard before, someone say that as an answer.
Can you really imagine somebody say, I want my legacy to be this way when you're dead? Why do you want somebody, you think somebody really wants to think about you? What's the audacity? I think, I want people to think about me when I'm gone. Who the fuck cares about me when I'm gone? Well, my kids, maybe, or grandkids.
True.
You know me. Anything for the kids.
They say don't lie to the children. They say don't lie to the children. The children of today. Y'all are thinking about the children from the 50s.
Now come on in the house and say bye to Sean.
Y'all might be thinking about the children of the 60s, but the children of the 2020, you can't lie to them. You have to tell them the truth. Even if you use a curse word and whatnot, these children are different. They understand that. Don't be fake around them. Be real with them. And what did he say? He said some real shit. He said some real shit. Yeah, you could value legacy. It's to each his own. However, you cannot tell this man who probably been on many trips and whatnot into his inner self that legacy is something that he needs to stand on and that he's about legacy. He said, fuck the legacy. It's about right now. Okay? Fuck the legacy. It's about right now. I'd rather be in heaven on earth, and we'll deal with that legacy shit later and whatnot. So if the idea was to take a fall and make 20 million up front and about 80 million on the back end, because this is what I would tell Jake Paul. I'm legitimizing you, white boy. You understand? I'll agree to fight you. I'm in retirement. I haven't fought in motherfucking 20 years. All I really have as a moneymaker is selling weed and whatnot in fucking gummy ears, right? So yeah, why not get in the ring with you since you build up the narrative as a content creator? This is a Nickelodeon content creator. Turn YouTube personality turned into boxer. Okay? This is not a motherfucker that was a boxer from the gate. He is a content creator in the same quote unquote spirit of a Kai Cenat and an Aiden Ross, and he's a troll, right? He's a troll. He's a master troll. Okay. So he was like, yo, I want to fight Mike. He been saying this his whole life and whatnot. He gets to fight Mike. He knew Mike before they even had a fight. He sits down with Mike and he said, yo, Mike, we're going to do a fight and I need you to throw that shit because, you know I can't beat you. I know it, I'm not challenging you to beat you up. I just want to get in the ring with you. And I don't want to have an exhibition fight. Let's try to make it as real as possible. Let's try to make it as real as possible. And Mike says, you know what? Fuck it. Let's try to make it as pro as possible. There's more money in pro boxing than there is in this exhibition shit. So they was able to line it up. And he basically, he caught the script and he fell for it. And Mike said, I'm going to sell myself out, dignity and all, for the bag. Do I agree with some shit like that? Hell to the no. I'm about authenticity. I don't co-sign that. I'm not jacking that. I'm not feeling it. But who the hell am I? Who am I? You know what I'm talking about? Who am I? I'm nobody in his world. So whatever that man decides that he wants to do, well, goddamn it, I'm just here to watch it. I'm the observer and whatnot. I don't have no judgment. I don't give a fuck. I know the shit that Mike been through. He's literally living on his 8th life. He's literally living on his 8th life. He doesn't have the retirement fund that he needs to be comfortable. They said that his net worth was 10 million. He was able to get 20 million in a fight. So this is the conversation that I will have with Jake Paul. Bro, I'm legitimizing you. We're having a fight where you're getting 40 million, I'm getting 20. But I'm legitimizing you by throwing the fight. This is what I need you to do. I need to get about 40 million off of both of your next fights because your next fight is going to be 50 million. Your bag is, if you got 40 with me, your next fight is going to be 80. It's going to be double. Then the fight after that, I'm assuming is going to be in the ranges of 100 to 150. I need PC and percentage off of all of that because I just legitimized you. So by me throwing the fight, I'm literally giving you value on the market to whereas you're going to get a draw. That's how that shit works. There's a bank account overseas somewhere and it gets funded and it gets deposited. He gets his upfront money. And to be honest with you, if any of y'all was doing FanDuel or you was rocking with Vegas or Poly Market and whatnot, you see it. You saw what the fuck was happening. You saw what the fuck was happening. So they know how to play the market and whatnot. They know how to play the market. Mike know how to play. They know how to get that bread and whatnot. So if he threw the fight, guess what? This shit is entertainment. It's not boxing anymore. Remember the boxing league already shitted on Mike. He's like, fuck these niggas. They won't respect my legacy. When Mike is like, when I die, they're gonna talk about the rape case. They're gonna talk about the biting of the ear. They're going to tarnish me. They're going to thrash me. I know for a fact that the legacy shit is a ruse. I gotta get my money right now. I gotta get my money right now. They're gonna shit on his legacy when he dies. So he said, fuck legacy. I need to get it now. What did that say? That said that he sold his motherfucking soul for this fight. That's something that he got to live with. I'm not judging that man. So remember, this fight got rescheduled. Okay. And we're going to talk about why it got rescheduled. And we're also going to talk about why he had, like, listen, by the time we finish with this, we're not going to judge the old man Saturn for what the fuck he did. Okay. We're not going to judge nobody for what they're doing. Hopefully this is a lesson to you on how to really fucking cook in this new timeline, in this new economy. You are going into this new thing with so much judgment, with so much old paradigm mentality and ways of doing shit. You're being you're being disrupted. You're getting shaken out of your sleep. You seen the fucking video where the nigga threw something at the TV and whatnot. That's these niggas that refuse to understand and wake up and realize the spirituality of everything that's going on around you. We are in the great shift right now. There's nothing that's taking place. It's not that's not call it you don't call it a distraction. Don't call it a comeback. No, nigga, this is a grand ritual. Distraction. Listen, it's a distraction when you part of the battery pack. When you're an owl on a branch observing this shit, it's not a distraction, nigga. When I told you niggas don't put your emotions into none of this shit, it's a movie. It's theater. You're not distracted. The fuck? You like shit. This is a fucking plate. This is some food. You coming to eat, nigga. You got your bib on and your copperware. You coming to eat. You know that this ain't a distraction, nigga. This is a ritual. This is the great divine speaking in signs. So the fight was supposed to happen in like June. The shit lands on a motherfucking full moon in Taurus. Taurus is money, nigga. Okay? Taurus is the bag. That's what Taurus is. It's the opposite of Scorpio. Okay? Follow your desires. Use discernment when making big decisions. So if Mike Tyson sat down with his wife and was like, look, I'm going to finna throw this fight for 20 million, but it's about 40 to 50 on the back end. Wife, do you accept me? She's like, yes, Mike. He says, fuck all you niggas. It doesn't matter anymore. Fuck your judgment. It don't matter what you think about me. Kiss my ass. He gave you his ass to kiss because it's not about nobody else but the people who care about you, who taking care of you, who's holding you down. If they say spin the block, I'm spinning the block. If they say that whatever your decision is, I'm going to stand by you, stand by your man. And you supposed to have your mans in them, your homies that's with you wrong and strong. That's a real fucking rider. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas that will spin the block and put a tattoo on their neck with your name on it. I salute all them niggas. They realer than these niggas. So if y'all down with it, if y'all understand where I'm coming from, then I'm doing it. I don't got to prove nothing to nobody. Because if Mike Tyson come to the public and say, I need 20 million, you're going to clown him. If he come to y'all with his problems, you're going to clown him. He can't get nothing from the people. So why wouldn't he say, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to be a part of you know what? This nigga's Jake Paul is a content creator. Them niggas is making content. They're entertainers. They're not boxers. This nigga's not how he's an entertainer. He did content on the highest level that you could really ever see content made, and made a fucking big bag on it on a November 2024 full moon. Let's talk about the spiritual meaning of this moon so we understand what we were being harnessed from and how we were being harnessed. Disclaimer, I watched the fight last night with Crumb. I dropped the link and I told niggas Crumb is doing it live, right? I dropped it in the Discord and I went over to Crumb TV, right? And I sat there and I just listened. I didn't get on the mic and even talk like that. I was like, peace, God. And I just was sitting back and I was observing. Because if I started talking, then I would have been a part of that ritual. I would have been a part of I would have been putting my emotions, I'd have been putting my energy into the shit. I just sat back and I observed. And by the seventh thing, I tapped out and I was out of there. I don't want to see no more. I'm good. Because I don't want to get harvested. I don't want to get harvested. I'm just observing. I don't want to put my feelings in it. Because if he would have got knocked out and laid out and completely embarrassed, the real humiliation ritual, niggas is like, humiliation ritual showing his ass. You don't know Mike. He walks around butt naked, nigga. He does that's Mike Tyson. That's what I'm saying. These fake people that be on the internet that be reacting to shit. You don't even know who this nigga is. He don't care. He don't care. This nigga walk around butt ass naked. So him with his ass out, you don't know. You got to know Mike to know that that's Mike. You know? That's Mike. He be on his shit. Exercise self-compassion. Lean on your community. Look for positive opportunities. Change is coming. You damn right it's coming. Change is here. So let's talk about all of these moons and whatnot. And we're going to do this on the Discord. This is homework for all of my KTLians. Let's go to each one of these moons and let's extract the news stories to show all of the rituals that were taking place on each one of these moons. Because, you know, we not equipped right now to collectively do these rituals on all 12 moons. So the 12 moons of 2025, we got to get these dates, and we either got to do gatherings or we got to do rituals on these dates. Super facts. Okay? We got to do rituals on these dates, or we got to do some type of gatherings, or we got to do something to harness the energy of all of these moons. Because I promise you, when we go into Discord and we break down the dates, this is homework. Whoever wants to do this homework, I will reward you with a free ticket to our upcoming lecture with me and Blue Pillar on next Friday on the 22nd, right? You will get a free ticket. I will probably give you 2 tickets if you really go in like that. But break down all of the quote unquote ritual. Take a screenshot. You don't got to write it down. All of the rituals. Google that shit. All of the rituals, that because there was a ritual on each one of these moons where they were harnessing energy, because this is how they do it. And we'll begin to learn how we have to harness that energy and do our rituals and put out our press releases and drop our movies and whatnot and do the things that will resonate in the universe that will continuously tap in and push us forward to the next quote unquote manifestation. So the Beaver moon is right now the Beaver moon, the November 2024 full moon. So there's many things going on the day of this fight. Let's get to the moons first. Make sure y'all buy me a coffee at Know the Ledger 444. Because like I told you earlier, I was in a lab working. Shout out to everybody that been out here cooking and whatnot. But, you know, my head is tilted, so I come from this shit on different angles. You know what I mean? Because angels are angles of light. So each one of the teachers represent a different angle. We're different angels and whatnot. And we tap into different angles of light, right? We're getting different downloads on different angles and whatnot. And everybody's information, if they're tapping into the right angle, is complementing one another. Right? Nobody's in competition, is complementary. So you get the full meal. The 10 spiritual meanings of this full moon. The November 2024 full moon, also known as the Beaver Moon, arrives on November 15th, bringing a surge of potent spiritual energy. So just think about it. There's now 2 timelines that exist, right? We talked about it with Trump and Kamala about the timelines, timeline jumping, timeline shifting. There's a timeline that exists where Mike won. There's a timeline that exists where Mike knocked that nigga out. Okay? And we broke the TVs in the hood and we smashed shit and we went crazy for the right reasons. Okay? Get into that timeline, niggas. Find that timeline. When you go to sleep, you can astral jump into that timeline where Mike won. Go on Midjourney, Runway ML, Leonardo AI. These are all the AI tools that are called image generators, where you could just simply put an image or a prompt into the machine and it will give you an output of an image that you just said that you wanted to see, or even a video, text to video. There's a reality where Tyson won. There's a timeline where Tyson won. You understand? The November 2024 full moon, also known as the Beaver Moon, arrives on November 15th, bringing a surge of potent spiritual energy, right? Potent spiritual energy. We was ready. We was tapped in. We was on the gate. Niggas had they drink and they smoked. They was getting ready. The dinosaurs woke up. Brooklyn was ready. 68 millions on Netflix, nigga. Mike Tyson was the underdog. The underdog represents who? We not the fan favorite. We always the underdog. Mike Tyson was always the underdog. As the last supermoon of 2024, the last supermoon. It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. Let's start a comic book universe going on in the Discord. We have the art popping when Midjourney first. Let's go. Let's go. I'm ready. I got the artist. Let's go. Let's cook. Let's create this universe through our Discord. I'm up to that challenge. The anxiety energy went up last night. Let me share something with you, just personal. My wife could back this up. Around 6 o'clock, I was in the bed yesterday. At 9 o'clock, I was throwing up. At 10:30, I was in front of my motherfucking computer watching a fight, right? But not saying nothing and not being harnessed. You understand? That's what my yesterday was. At 6 o'clock, I was down. I had a migraine. Felt like somebody was drilling my head. You ever had a migraine that turns into, quote unquote, you throwing up? Everything in your stomach comes out. Right? I don't want to be so personal. But I'm just giving you the skinny. Maybe somebody went through the same thing and whatnot. I went through some type of purging before I got to this quote unquote fight. Maybe that was anxiety. Maybe that was the shift and whatnot. But I went through some shit. I had a migraine out of nowhere. And the migraine was so severe that it made me nauseous to the point where I had to quote unquote Earl. Right? And I was on the toilet. So once all of that got out of me, I was Gucci. I was okay. I was all right. I was like, shit, let me tap in. But I wasn't at the point to where I wanted to talk and exude any more energy because I literally was getting my energy back. And then I went through seeing what was going on. And I was like, yo, let me tap out. And I went back upstairs and I went to sleep and said, whatever timeline I wake up in, whatever timeline that I wake up in is whatever timeline that I wake up in. Because I didn't, it could have been a surprise knockout in the 8th by Tyson. Anything could have happened. Anything could have happened. So when I went to lay down, I was just like, you know what? What is meant to be is meant to be. I have no influence over that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever timeline, when I wake up, whatever timeline that I'm in is the timeline that I'm going to accept. And I woke up in the timeline where, he lost. You said, what are we doing during these moons? How are we supposed to tap in? First, your personal tapping in is your affirmations. It's writing in your journal and whatnot. It's basically burying, quote unquote, writing things on paper that you either burn or bury and whatnot. Casting things away from you. Okay. Getting your power back. Okay. Putting things on parchment paper, putting your affirmations on parchment paper, your intentions and whatnot on parchment paper by writing it down with lead pencils and whatnot, putting it on your altar, putting your crystals out into the moonlight, taking your spiritual baths, being able to ground and whatnot, going on shroom trips, all right, plant-based medicine trips and whatnot, meditating, playing some 432 hertz and whatnot, spiritual baths with the quote unquote, with the binaural beats playing while you're in a spiritual bath and things of that nature. These are the things that you do on these moons. And then also, you might want to get on some Zion shit. Okay. When you get on some Zion shit, and you might have to celebrate and you might have a ceremony or a party and whatnot. And you might turn up and you're dancing and you're singing and you're sweating and you're just you might even get mounted by quote unquote deities. So let's check out the Beaver Moon's influence. The beaver isn't the only animal inspiring names in November's full moon. To the Cheyenne of the Great Plains, it is the deer rutting moon. In the southeastern region, it is what? The panther moon. Among the Choctaw, 2 birds are honored this time of year too. Fledging hawk moon to the Hopi and the turkey moon to the Potawatomi of the Great Lakes region. The other unifying name for November's full moon focuses on cold weather or just signs of cold weather to come. So if the cold comes right after this moon, then you understand why. If the Arctic freeze comes after this moon, then you know why. Okay. It's Saturday Night Live. I need some background music, man. Jake is a rooster. Yes, Jake is a cock. You understand? Pause. Jake is a cock. I'll show you that in a minute. The good brother Q Reed. It was a cockfight. Okay. It was a cockfight. Right? America's largest rodent, beaver moon, right? A beaver moon, right? What is the beaver? What is the beaver? No, I'm good. After that, no, I'm good. Don't cry for me. Argentina, it was a ritual. I bounced back. I'm great. You know what I mean? I just went through a few hours of unpleasantly, but it was a ritual. It was a purging and a cleansing. I'm in a new cycle. America's largest rodent knows the late autumn is the time to build a home. Beavers get busy this time of year finalizing the lodges, which is one possible explanation as to how the November full moon became known as the beaver moon. Measuring up to 4 feet long from the tip of his nose to the end of his paddle shaped tail and weighing between 35 and 65 pounds, beavers are widespread across the United States. Only the deserts in California and Nevada and parts of Arizona and Utah are devoid of beavers building lodges this type of year. So you know beavers are everywhere in America. Everywhere. Beavers are American. Beavers chew through delicious trees with 4 chisel-like teeth and powerful jaws. The timber, combined with small brush and thick coating of mud and rock, forms their homes and supplies the beavers with food for the winter. Snacking on aspen, willow, ash, birch, and other hardwood trees allows the beavers to remain inside their lodges most of the winter. Beaver lodges can reach heights of 6 feet and span as wide as 39 feet. The lodge entrance is located underwater. Inside, the floor inside is covered in wood shavings that act as bedding and absorb extra moisture, right? Shout out to the beavers and whatnot. So the beavers are building homes. They're building security. They're building shelter and whatnot. Anybody who decides to fight at 58 years old and whatnot, they're doing that, putting their lives on the line, putting their health on the line, putting their legacy on the line, right? For a bag to build a home, right? I doubt that he's going to take that money and just throw it around and blow it like he blew about $1 billion prior. This money that he's getting hopefully will be investments into ventures that will be able to yield him more money, if that's what it means for him, because it don't, it don't mean that for everybody. The full moon will be in the Taurus constellation, shining just beneath the curved horns of Aries, the ram. Some 4 hours after sunset, the hunter of the Orion constellation will follow the moon up the eastern sky. 4 visible planets will join full beaver moon. So we got Mercury, right? Mercury is in the sky yesterday. Okay. The beaver spirit animal is believed to be a staunch reminder that with diligence and patience, okay, the transformative energy of the beaver moon is potent and far-reaching. It's as if the universe is providing a cosmic reset button, allowing us to release what no longer serves us and step into new versions of ourselves. This might involve letting go of limiting beliefs, changing long-standing habits, or making a major life decision. While this process can be challenging, it's ultimately liberating and empowering. Now, I got a few tweets that I'm going to read where people were saying, yo, that fight last night broke the spell of celebrity worship for me. They was like, yo, that fight, the way that shit went down, and the fact that this iconic figure that people have been holding on to since the 80s and whatnot, they was like, yeah, that shit died for me last night. I'm good. There's a door that closed. Celebrity worship and believing in these fucking entertainers and believing in these people that shit is trash. We need to drop all of that shit, especially after this goddamn election. It showed you the fallacy in that whole goddamn paradigm. The fact that they couldn't even rev up that engine. They couldn't jumpstart that motherfucking engine. It don't work anymore. Celebrity worship is in the toilet. Them niggas is fugazi. And if you still rocking with them, you fugazi. You know what I'm talking about? To each his own. But there's some of us, there was a line that was drawn. And there's some of us that's on one side, and there's some of us that's on the other side, my nigga. And you should not ever apologize for being on the right side of history. Okay? Because we are not the same, niggas. Everybody is showing you this. They're showing you by their actions. They're showing you by the shit that they're jacking. They're showing you by the things that they stand behind. They're showing you by the shit that they're zealous about. They're zealous about. Be like, damn, you riding for Beyonce, nigga? Really? You niggas is still Kamala the fucking, really? They're letting you know. They're letting you know. So a lot of things are falling. It's not just the fight last night. It's leading up to the fight, right? It's leading up to the fight. Niggas don't want to be Democrats no more. The niggas don't want to be Republicans. They don't want to be motherfucking political. They don't want to be into the entertainment. It's the Beaver Moon. It's a lot of shit that happened from the last full moon leading up to this full moon. So don't just think about what the fuck happened last night. That's the cherry on the top. That's the close. And it's still tonight. Still tonight and the next night. So this is the ritual right now that we're in. Denzel Washington is out here lip locking niggas. Nigga, you're in a new timeline. The fuck? The November 2024 full moon occurs on November 15th, the sign of the bull. Right? Mike Tyson is a fucking bull, nigga. You ever seen a bull? Don't it got snot coming out his nose? Huh? Don't it got big tops and little legs, nigga? Don't it got his ass out? Goddamn, a bull. I was at the farm a few weeks ago feeding these niggas. Snot all on my hands and whatnot. I was feeding them corn. And then the bull turned around and mooned me. It mooned me with a BBL. God damn it. This nigga's a bull. He's the charging bull. He's the raging bull. Did you ever see the movie Raging Bull? That's what Mike Tyson is. He's the bull run. You know the bull run where they run the bulls in Spain? That's Mike Tyson. Hitting you with his horns. The fucking bull, that nigga had sharp horns that I was feeding. I was like, damn, could somebody shave these horns, nigga? They slobber all over your hands. They got snot coming out of their nose. The same thing that he did. He was looking like a bull. But Red, you are greater than Mike. The fuck this got to do with me? Don't get into some ego shit right now, bro. Let me teach. The Loon Nation, this Loon Nation, right? It's not about what Mike Tyson, it's everybody. Nigga, you're all underneath the moon. This Loon Nation heightens intuition, emotional release, and abundance consciousness. So the people that betted on Jake Paul, I was going to bet on Jake Paul, but I couldn't bet against Mike. Do you understand how that works? Like me and my wife on God, I promise you, we was literally on FanDuel and we was like, God damn it, look at the odds. And then we went on Polymarket and I had a few $100 and I stopped. She was like, do you want me to press go? I said, nah, I can't do it. I can't bet against the God. She said, nigga, it's a money grab. I said, I can't bet against him. And I did not bet against the nigga. Okay? But once again, like I said on Brother Rich show, and like I said on this show with Chicago Crypto, where the fuck is the goddamn Brujas? Where's all of these goddamn soothsayers? Where's the niggas with the crystal balls? Because you niggas should be on Instagram counting, talking on a money phone with the Kodak bankroll. You know how Kodak be spreading the money down his arm? I need to see you niggas popping up with your dashikis or whatever you niggas be wearing, your turbans and whatnot, to show that you have intuition and abundance consciousness and you hitting a lick on every FanDuel, okay? Because that's the true sign of somebody that's tapped in right now. Not all that shit that you niggas is on TikTok, Instagram, IG, and YouTube talking about with no results. Because you out in the middle of the ocean with all of your motherfucking, with your accolades, like you out here swimming deep. trying to convince us that you are something, you gotta prove it. You gotta prove it. I need to see some FanDuel results, because you could be hitting a lot of licks on NFL Sunday, during the week with the NBA and these big fights. Okay? I ain't see a brouhaha that owns cryptocurrency, Bitcoin yet. I haven't met none of these motherfucking tarot card readers that's holding on some XRP. So how the fuck did you, why you ain't see that? Let's get to that. Let's get to that. I don't see no goddamn tarot card reader day traders. Maybe I'm not in the loop. Put me on. Put me on. Because men lie, women lie. Pips don't, nigga. Men lie, women lie. Crypto don't, nigga. So where y'all at? You don't find that suspicious? Y'all wake up too late. You're not up in the morning with the trading and all that. You know what I'm talking about? You don't wake up with the market. You niggas waking up too late. Where's your fucking results? It's little teenagers smoking you niggas from the hood. I promise you, it's little teenagers that's hitting the parlays every day. It's little crack babies and whatnot smacking them niggas. Huh? They making millions of dollars off their phone, Brad. Where you niggas at? Huh? Where you niggas just hugging trees and shit like that, grounding? Where's the results? Because you supposed to hit licks. We live in a new day and age. You could be like Biff and Back to the Future, hitting all the licks. That's the real fortune teller. You should have a fortune. Okay? You should have a fortune, nigga. It's little kids, I promise you. My son was showing me them. Teenagers. These little niggas must be gifted, because they know everything. They hitting mad fucking licks. There's no such thing as luck. They're doing something spiritually. They're able to look into the future. So the moon encourages balancing practicality with spirituality. It takes time to connect with your senses and tap into your creativity. Set clear intentions and create space for introspection and release. Work with the energy through practices like journaling, meditation, and grounding exercises. The Beaver Moon offers a unique opportunity for personal growth and spiritual evolution. Aligning with the moon's energy can help catalyze positive changes in various aspects of life. This celestial event invites us to reconnect with nature and harness cosmic forces. It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. If you asking for more, you're fucking greedy. You can't ask for nothing more. Lay up with your boo and said that we won tonight. This is means for celebration right now. You know what I mean? Like, it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. And nothing is as magical as the now. Fuck everything else. Tomorrow don't exist and yesterday don't matter. There's no magical time than the now. And I just gave you all of the motherfucking game. I gave you all of the bullet points, you know what I'm talking about, to get you right. To get you right. It's right now. Whether this nigga won or lost, what are you doing? What the fuck are you cooking up? What's in your bag? What's in your wallet? Huh? How are you taking advantage of the moon? He did his 1-2. He got his bag. What you doing to get yours? The Beaver Moon represents a time of tying up loose ends and bringing things to completion. It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. That Tyson era died last night. That whole motherfucking timeline died last night. You understand? It's over. It's over. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that. Shit gotta come to an end. But that shit dead. It's done. Okay? That project is done. It encourages us to finish projects, resolve lingering issues, and close chapters that are ready to end. This allows us to clear space for the new beginning. And the fact that they did it on this moon and they ushered in this new era of entertainment. I heard Q Reeves touch on it. There's no longer gonna be that boxing shit that you was used to. No, this is boxing mixed with UFC, WWE. This nigga's brother is the champion in Logan Paul is a WWE champion. Jake Paul is a content creator in the same vein of Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat. These are content creators. They just created content. But the content is now through him being a pugilist, which would be confused as a boxer. He's not a boxer. He's more like a pugilist. He's a YouTuber turned boxer. And he's knocking niggas out. I watched this nigga on Disney when my son was a child. Okay? He's from fucking Disney, bro. And he's out here knocking grown men out. Okay? So they closed the chapter on that old boxing shit. This new shit is going to be scripted. This new shit is going to be about the influencer with the most bag is going to be able to buy the legitimacy of people taking the dive and whatnot, because this is mixed in with the script that Vince McMahon and the WWE and then by way of Dana White and whatnot, they perfected this shit and it went into boxing. Okay. And it's about the Vegas odds. It's about making money 8 ways and whatnot. It's about quote unquote pushing the quote unquote, pushing your brands and whatnot. Multiple streams of income through multiple branding opportunities. That's how they're giving it up right now. There's a lot of money to be made, and he just showed them how to make it. They had the most 65 million people tuned in from Netflix. Netflix was crashing and whatnot. This was a fucking win. Netflix was the one to take the biggest L, but this was a money grab never seen. Floyd Mayweather is jealous. Floyd Mayweather is jealous for the shit that they pulled off. They sold out a stadium in Texas. There was a 70,000 seater. Okay. Huh? The energy of completion during this full moon is particularly potent. It's as if the universe is providing a cosmic push to finalize matters that have been lingering. Tie up your loose matters. I've been trying my best to tie mines up. I've been making phone calls and sending text messages. I need to tie this shit up. You need to tell me what the fuck is gonna be right now. I'm not trying to sit. I don't have time to sit around and try to figure you niggas out. What we doing? We cooling? What we doing? That's the type of energy that you gotta put. You gotta put that in the universe. What are we fucking doing? We in a quickening. Let's quickly get this shit dealt with right now. Type shit. So that's what we seeing. This is the wrap up. This is you closing everybody that's lit, all 693 of y'all times 2, because you're with somebody probably. You need to figure out what loose ends are you finna be tying up tonight, tomorrow, last night. Like what are you confronting? So you go into this new cycle of 2025 and whatnot with a fresh energy, with nobody trailing you and whatnot, with no strings attached, with no hooks attached. What you finna do? You want to send a text out? You know what I'm talking about? You wanna face that fear? You want to push up on the niggas trying to push up on you? You do that shit tonight. This can manifest in various ways, from completing a long-term project to work at work, to finally letting go of a relationship that no longer serves you. The key is to embrace this energy. The beaver moon creates a space for emotional purging and catharsis. Allow yourself to fulfill and release any pent-up emotions, especially those related to material security and self-worth. This lunar energy provides a safe container for emotional healing and release. It's as if the moon's light is illuminating the shadows of our psyche, bringing hidden feelings to the surface. This can be an intense process, but it's ultimately liberating. Whether through crying, journaling, or talking to a trusted friend, allow yourself. You hear that? It's not just allow yourself. Please take these words of advice to heart. This is the spiritual meaning of this moon. Regardless of all of these distractions of whatever's going on, this is your ritual. This is your personal ritual. This is your ceremony. This is how you make things right. Don't worry about what's going on in the world. That has nothing to do with you. What people shit do not make you eat. What people eat don't make you shit. Pardon me. I promise you, everything that's supposed to happen is happening. You lit. Okay? Taurus in it. Listen to this, right? This thing, everybody became a pocket watcher. Everybody was worried about who was making how much money and what kind of money is made. Niggas was counting the amount of subscribers that Netflix has on a calculator, right? This thing brought in big bags, right? Big bags. Taurus energy is close tightly to abundance, wealth, and prosperity, right? This full moon activates our ability to attract abundance in all forms: financial, emotional, and spiritual. Mike Tyson was worth 10 million. He got paid 20 million. So now he got 30. That's called abundance in a sense, right? You tripled your worth in one night. For what, like 45 minutes and whatnot with the stiff ankle? He was worth 10 million. He should be worth 100. He should be worth 10 billion. Mike Tyson we talking about. Iron fucking Mike. But he's only at 10. Now he's at 30. And if he's smart, if he's wise with it, if he's really old man Saturn, he could turn that 30 into a hundo. Yeah, they had a lot of C tier celebrities. You know, it's all good. They sold that bitch out. Sure. Balancing practicality and spirituality. This full moon encourages us to find harmony between the material and spiritual realms. It is a time to ground our spiritual insights into practical real-world applications. The beaver moon's energy beautifully bridges the gap between the spiritual and material worlds. It reminds us that true spirituality isn't about escaping reality, but about bringing our highest ideals into everyday life right now. Right now. This might involve finding ways to incorporate meditation into your work routine, using your spiritual insights to improve your relationships, or aligning your career with your deeper purpose. The key is to find practical ways to embody your spiritual values in all aspects of life. You got to turn that shit on. You got to take all of that goddamn knowledge and turn it into wisdom. You got to apply it. You can't be living vicariously through YouTube and other people and whatnot. You got to walk that walk. You got to talk that talk. You got to pick this shit up and pull the trigger. Heighten creativity. Taurus rules creativity and self-expression. The beaver moon can spark a surge of creative energy. Doing what? Inspiring us to make art, music, or engage in other forms of creative expression. Shit. I'm thinking about going to the motherfucking studio as soon as I get off this show tonight. I got the invite. You know what I'm talking about? I got the invite. You know what I mean? I want to get in my bag. I want to get in my motherfucking bag. I just don't want to drive all the way out there. I might get an Uber because I can't wait till I get the cars that drive me to places because I be lazy. I just want to write and vibe and stare at the moon. And I want to get on some shrooms, nigga, so I don't want to drive. The creative energy of this full moon is palpable and inspiring. It's as if the universe is opening a channel for divine inspiration to flow through you. This is an excellent time to engage in creative projects, whether it's painting, writing, dancing, or any form of self-expression. So shit, you could turn on that red and blue purple like Prince and get your dance on. You could turn on the Red Pillar playlist and get your dance on. You could go ahead and get Holy Ghost 1, 2, 3, Red Summer, Scorpion King, whatever it is, and get your shake on, get your dance on, get your turn up on. You could write rhymes, you could write books, you could write poems, you could write stories, you could paint, you could draw, you could tag, you could do all of these things. Don't worry about the end result. Focus on the joy of the creative process itself. They wearing $1,000 jeans that niggas scribbled on these days. Don't take your fucking self so serious, okay? Because nobody else is. Stop taking yourself so serious. Literally, they wearing jeans and jackets and shirts that people done scribbled on. Sensual awakening. The Taurus full moon heightens our connection to our physical senses. Take time to indulge in pleasurable sensory experiences. Enjoy good food, listen to beautiful music, or receive a message. This lunar energy invites us to fully inhabit our bodies and savor the pleasures of the physical world. It's a reminder that our spiritual journey doesn't have to be all about transcendence. There's profound wisdom and joy to be found in our earthly experiences. Whether it's savoring a delicious meal, enjoying the scent of fresh flowers, or feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, allow yourself to fully engage with sensory pleasures during this time. When the moon forming aspects to Pluto and Uranus, this lunation brings opportunities for what? Deep transformation. All patterns and belief can be shed, making way for personal evolution. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but I feel lit right now. I don't feel down and out because Mike Tyson didn't win his fucking fight. I feel lit right now. I feel lit. I feel up. I'm good. I'm like, my nigga got 20 million. God damn it. Alhamdulillah. You know what I'm talking about? Alhamdulillah. Allah Akbar, nigga. What you talking about? Allah Akbar. He's up. He's up. And look at wait till you see what he went through to get here. I'm not judging him. This nigga almost died. The Beaver's moon energy of preparation extends beyond mere planning. It's about cultivating a mindset of readiness and taking concrete actions to secure your future. So what's taking place in the heavens don't got nothing to do as above so below, but it don't let what's going on the terrestrial plane dictate what the fuck is taking place in the heavens. Yeah, these niggas was fighting, but what's bigger than that is the fact that we got the Beaver moon, that there's a fucking super moon up in this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? For the whole weekend, when you got time off for the plantation, you could tap in. Fuck as you mean? And you acting like you don't need something to get you to the next motherfucking phase in life. You acting like you don't need no ladder and whatnot. You acting like you don't need a fucking day like this. Nigga, cut it out. So you getting distracted and whatnot. You and your feelings and whatnot. You living vicariously through Mike Tyson when he told you, nigga, don't do that. Don't do that. Learn how to look at this shit differently. The same way that the beavers prepare for the winter, this full moon urges us to gather resources and lay foundations for the future. It's an ideal time to set intentions, make plans, and take practical steps to manifest our goals. So what did I do today as a part of the fucking ritual? I uploaded a video with Blue Pill, 19 Keys, and a Smart Guy talking about solutions. My nigga Smart got 7 grocery stores in New York City. You want to talk about solutions? We doing the work. We got the work being done. I brought them two was clashing with each other. 19 Keys and Smart Guys, they was online clashing with each other. Blue Pill brought them niggas together to talk about solutions. I don't think y'all understand what the fuck is going on in front of y'all. He brought two powerful brothers to come together who could potentially been going to war with each other, and we know how the audience and we know how the people are. Y'all finicky as fuck. Y'all NPCs and y'all D-riders. So y'all don't even know. Y'all bandwagon most of the time. So y'all get caught up in it. The shit turn into drill rap, and then somebody get their life taken. He brought them together to bring solutions. That shit it didn't even go viral. So shit going on right beneath your nose and whatnot. Things is taking place, but you're not in a position to appreciate it. Niggas is still judging. Casting stones, talking crazy out the side of their necks. Throwing hexes. Talking down. The fuck? Talking greasy. All of that dumb shit that people do when they don't got no power. And they trying to feed off of your energy and whatnot. But you know, I ain't falling for none of that. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm going to call it out. People don't even respect what the fuck they got until it's gone. So that's how you do the ritual. You upload powerful conversations of powerful beings on a day where that's what that's about. Where it's a time to set intentions. They was on a video setting intentions, making plans, and taking practical steps to manifest the goals of not just the individuals. Nobody was on that video talking individually. They were talking about the collective. They were talking about solutions. You don't know what we're doing behind the scenes. And I'm not about to get on YouTube because I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. But please understand, this 1 hour, these 2 hours, and these 3 hours on the fucking internet, that pales in comparison to the kind of work that's being done the rest of the 20 hours. Don't be fooled. I don't put my information in the public like that. I'm not wearing, come on, man. But no, just know that organization is taking place, that powerful people are coming together, that solutions are being motherfucking laid out, okay? When we do come to the public, when we do present ourselves in the public, it won't be scatterbrained and it will be put together the way that it should be. But just know that it's taking place. You feel me? Just know that it's taking place. So not only do we have, and I hope this is not too much information, it could become information overload. I know I'm leaning into you niggas tonight. You know what I'm talking about? I know I'm dumping the bucket on you. But hey, it is what it is. This is my ritual. The fucking moon is out, nigga. I'm putting my shit into the universe. I'm intentional. You feel me? So not only is it the full moon, we got Saturn in Aquarius. We got Saturn in Aquarius. Okay? Yeah, this is definitely light work. Don't get it fucked up. This is light work. For Sagittarius, Saturn rules the second and the third house and will become direct in the third house because of the aforementioned. You might be succeeding in your family, business, or career, and personally as well. However, you may be receiving all of the above at a fair price. There could be some early obstacles in your way of progress while Saturn is direct and in Aquarius. You may find yourself traveling more. Where's all of my cosmophysicians, my astrologists, astrologists? I need y'all to work with me and you know, add on and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? You in the chat, we want to add on. We want to help people understand what this Saturn in Aquarius means for everyone's sign and how they could begin to interpret it. Because if nobody tells you the times that you're in and whatnot, then you are not in your power. You're not in your power. We are in our power right now. I'm giving you the goddamn facts. I'm not speculating. I'm not just talking and not showing you nothing. I'm not just shooting from the hip. I'm not talking about some fucking downloads that I'm getting that's non-verifiable. I'm not giving you speculation. I'm giving you facts. I'm not giving you theory. I'm giving you facts. I'm giving you receipts. That's how you do magic. I don't know how you niggas are able to do magic and you don't have information that has no foundation. It's not grounded. You niggas you can't do magic with no fucking theories. You can't do magic with speculation. You're doing speculative magic. You know what I mean? This is not a speculation. This is where we at right now. Regarding your career, you might be receiving fresh opportunities overseas, which could surprise and delight you. It's possible that your supervisor will recognize your efforts for the hard job that you're doing at work. You might have the patience to advance your professional contributions and hone your intellect at work. You might travel frequently for work-related reasons as well. If you're in business, you could be on your way to being very wealthy and having control over your enterprise. It's possible that you could create novel business idea plans that bring you significant financial rewards. That's for Sagittariuses. That's for the Sages out there. Shout out to my Sages out there. For Sagittarius, Saturn rules the second and the third houses and will become direct in the third house. That's for my Sages out there. For my Capricorns, I can't read all of this shit. For everybody that gives Buy Me a Coffee at Notaledge 44, you will have access to the MP4 and all of this information, so you could pause this shit and read this shit and, you know, and take all of this information. It's a chock full of it. It's a chock full of it. I did my homework. You know what I'm talking about? This is my assignment. So this is for everybody who supports the Buy Me a Coffee, Notaledge 444. It's got to be a reciprocation. That's how this shit works. You know what I'm talking about? Thank me later. But I'm giving you that cloth. And you niggas get me a coffee. But you know, everybody who is a coffee holder, buy me a book or whatever, you will have the whole MP4 of this directly sent to you in your messages and whatnot. And you'll be able to take all of this in. And I just ask you, for educational purposes only, please don't be in Harlem selling my shit. All right, Aries, Saturn becomes direct in the 11th house, where it formerly ruled the 10th and the 11th houses. During this shift, you could see more career success in the form of promotions and advancements. At this moment, you may also be noticing positive interactions with your managers and co-workers, in addition to feeling confident in yourself. You could also be able to maintain a good reputation for yourself. Additionally, there can be prospects for long-term shifts in work, which may be intriguing to you right now. Okay? Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Virgos and the Geminis and all of that. Y'all all lit. How about that? You know what I'm saying? Saturn direct in Aquarius and all of the impacts. Okay? So we lit right now. Astrologically speaking, right? So Mike Tyson is Saturn. Mike Tyson is Saturn. Old man Saturn. Heavy-handed Saturn. Fuck legacy Saturn. Rough and tough, rough around the edges. That's Saturn. That's Mike. Okay? That's Mike. Yeah, I can't read every sign, Black King. I will be here until 4 a.m. I can't read every sign. We going through this thing. You'll be able to read it when you get your MP4. Astrologically speaking, Saturn is linked to self-control, effective time management, right? He had to count he had to count those 2-minute rounds and whatnot. Effective time management. He was on a clock last night. He said, make it through this motherfucking 40 minutes, Mike. You're gonna get that bag. Don't let this white boy knock you out. You know what I mean? We gotta just make it through the shit. So he's biting on the glove and he's wobbly, you know what I mean? And he's trying to, the achieving goals while being mindful of limitations. And Saturn whooped his ass too. He's Saturn, but Saturn also whooped on Mike. Mike ain't no angel. You know, Mike karma is not all the way clean. You know, Mike is still getting punished for the shit that he did in life. But Saturn, with the ability to change rags into gold, can hardly be called a nasty planet. But even in the most trying situations, you have to have courage. You have to have courage to get out there at 58 and fight a 27-year-old white boy on coke and fentanyl. Boy was on some type of pills. According to Vedic astrology, Saturn is also connected to authority, customs, the gracefulness of aging, the elderly, and established methods of doing things. It penalizes you for impatience and taking quick cuts and rewards you for perseverance. So impatience in that fight would have got Mike Tyson knocked out. He would have got penalized for being impatient. Biting the glove is doing what? Even though it is a quote unquote trigger of his, even though it's something that he got from, you know, he bites he's a biter, right? It's still showing you that he was trying to patience. You know, when a woman is yelling at a man and he bites his fist like Ralph Crandon, it shows restraint. To the moon, Alice, to the moon. And then he bites his fist. Ralph Cramden will bite his fist with his wife before he says he's going to sock her to the moon. Right? So perseverance, right? He wasn't impatient. It rewards you for your perseverance. Since Saturn is a significator of dedication, professional progress, as we all know, it becomes more prominent in an individual's life. Saturn's debilitation in Aries might cause natives to lose their happiness, have less job possibilities, have less money, be lazy, and encounter disappointments in life. So he couldn't be lazy in order to get in that ring, and this nigga had to train. He had to get in the ring. He had to shed weight. He had to get back into training, conditioning, and whatnot. He had to beat old man Saturn, right? During this phase and strengthening of Saturn, especially in its own signs of Aquarius, Capricorn, and Libra, the sign of exaltation, natives may experience favorable outcomes in their families and the preservation of positive relationships with their life partners, as well as increased financial success and job satisfaction. Okay, so we also have to keep in mind that Jake Paul is a Capricorn, right? Jake Paul is a Capricorn. Okay, and we got Mike Tyson as the bull, right? But he's the Cancer. He's the crab as well. So let's go back. Let's just read about Saturn real quick. I'm looking for their signs, and I'm going to read that to the family, both the Cancer and the Capricorn, C and C, right? Mike Tyson is on June 30th, and he's born in Fort Greene, New York. He's born in Fort Greene, New York, Contra Queen. You out there, right? He's born where you at. The empowerment of labor, including factory and manufacturing workers, may be a strong theme. Saturn's energy supports the empowerment of those who contribute to society through hard work and discipline, suggesting potential improvements in labor rights and working conditions. Did that not come to the surface with the strike at the port? Did they not talk about this? Because remember, with this energy coming, it still casts a shadow before it gets here. So all of the shifts that you're beginning to see in society over the past few months leads up to where we at right now. As the role of labor gains importance, we might witness increased social movements advocating for workers' rights and greater fairness in the distribution of wealth generated by manufacturing and industry. What did Trump promise when he comes into power? He said that he's going to bring the manufacturing back to America. He's going to help the factory workers. He's going to bring industry back into America and away from the quote unquote third world countries by way of what what Bill Clinton did with the NAFTA agreement and other things. That's what he said. He's going to help them get to the Baggington. Then there was a report that came out that said people in HVAC and people that are plumbers and electricians and whatnot, they were the ones who were getting they're the new millionaires. They're the new wealth class. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to take a water break. We're going to take a bathroom break. We're going to take a smoke break. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to be right back. All right. In the meantime, between time, while we take this break, feel free to get this word from our sponsors. We're going to play the Facts song, and then we'll be right back with a word from our sponsors.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, I'm stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our back. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you and it's going to provoke you and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Oh my goodness. Did y'all was able to hear me? Or did I say all of that stuff and it was completely no audio? Because I literally didn't. Okay. Let me see what we doing. Y'all didn't hear that? Oh shit. All right. So this right here is this show is being sponsored by the Mart125.com. This show is being sponsored by the Mart125.com. They are carrying the Master Teachers Collection. We are paying homage to the Master Teachers by we are lionizing them and immortalizing them by putting them on hoodies and whatnot, and pitching them and marketing them to the younger generation. Shout out to everybody who has taken advantage of the sales that we've been offering. We have a 30% off sale for all of the items in the store for the Scorpion season. That's our way of saying salute and paying homage to all of the Scorpions that are in this community who are contributing to the upliftment and the teaching and whatnot of the community. We have Dr. Delbert Blair. Okay. We have Dr. Baba Dick Gregory. You know what I'm talking about? Dr. Africa, Dr. Sabi. We have a lot of the master teachers featured on these quote unquote items. So make sure you go ahead and add that to your collection. Represent for your favorite master teachers, the Mart125.com. And we have this upcoming lecture, me and Blue Pill, first time coming together in a very long time. This will be our last lecture for the calendar year of 2024. Solar Cycle 25, Rise of the Super Sapiens. Everything that you're seeing taking place, even that fight last night, is dealing directly with the Super Sapien energy and the Solar Cycle 25 energy. Please, like I say, it's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. Please run this final lap with us for the year while we present to you this scorpionic lecture entitled Solar Cycle 25, Rise of the Super Sapiens on November the 22nd, which is a Friday, in a building. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So y'all able to hear that, right? Okay. Let us move forward. All right. Let us move forward. The link should be in the description, and the mods will be posting the links. So you guys could go over there and do what you need to do. So let us go ahead and continue, all right, with this information. So here Mike says, right, that he did not have nothing to prove to anybody, only to myself, right? So keep in mind, based off of what we were reading prior about the moon, about Saturn, right? About Saturn in Aquarius, about this beaver moon, I want you to understand, when you hear certain things and when you're hearing certain things, take the emotions or take all of the quote unquote judgment away and just look at it through the lens of what it is that you were just read, which is astrological facts, because as above, so below. So what's taking place in the heavens with these alignments that are specifically speaking to behaviors and mind states that are taking place right now in our reality, right? It's not as below is above. You're not dictating you're not dictating the influence of the stars and whatnot. It is the other way around. It is the other way around. So everything is in alignment if you know what you're looking at, and you're not looking at it from what they call a worm's eye view. That is the majority of the commentary that's out there right now. That is commentary, the vantage point of a worm's eye view. And then there's another view that trumps that view, keyword trumps, and it's called the bird's eye view. You understand? So that's two completely different perspectives on the same thing. Because you could be looking at the same thing and have a different perspective on it, and it will be completely different based off of what your vantage point. Who remembers the movie Vantage Point? It showed you that in the movie Vantage Point. You know what I'm talking about? So we're looking at this whole thing from a bird's eye view, as falcons, as heru, as hawks.
Said and done.
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy.
Let's bring that back.
I don't believe in the.
So I just want to remind you, I'm gonna replay that video again, because Mike Tyson, he's gonna speak, he's gonna give you the clues, he's gonna tell you what it is that you need to know, so you do not have to speculate. That's one thing about his authenticity, that even if he throws a fight, you know, in his mind, that doesn't take away from him his authenticity. He's authentically being a Brownsville nigga. He's being authentic to Brownsville by saying, you know what, shit, I'll take a bag. No disrespect for anybody from Brownsville, but Brownsville never ran, never will. You know, they understand when it's all boiling down to the end of this motherfucking race that we in. You know what I mean? When you in your senior citizen phase, you got to do whatever you got to do for some security. It all depends on what level of the race you're in based off of the decisions that you make. You can't make those kind of decisions at 20, champ, but goddamn it, at 60, maybe you can. You know what I'm talking about? You know what? Give me the bag. I watch wrestling. I fucks with Vince McMahon. I'm tied in with Trump and all of these niggas. Let's just do the whole bromance thing. Let's do the broski thing. You know what I mean? Let's do it for the bros. This is how they talk. Fuck it. Let's do it for the bros. It's not about nobody else. They'd be like, let's do it for the bros. That's the same thing that the wrestlers say every Monday when they come out. We're going to do this for the bros, man. And, you know, the gals and whatnot. They're doing this shit for bro culture, which is the same culture that got Donald Trump in office, which is a real culture. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to do this for the maniverse. They want to see this. You know what I'm saying? That's who they were pitching it to. They wasn't interrupting your commercials like Kamala. They had some damn grace to them. You feel me? They wasn't all in your timeline like Kamala and the goddamn Democrats. They were being courteous. And he sold the fight the last fucking day. Mike Tyson crashed the internet when he smacked the white boy. I'm going to show you in a minute. The fight was sold, but Mike sold the fight at the end.
The ring.
It's not how you start the race, it's how you finish it. Mike sold the fight. He was the one that got everybody saying, I'm plugging in. I'm giving this shit all my energy. I'm going to motherfucking FanDuel. I'm gonna break the bag. I'm gonna bet on Mike. He did that.
For this fight, you are setting a monumental opportunity for kids my age to see the legend Mike Tyson in the ring for the first time. So after such a successful career, what type of legacy would you like to leave behind when it's all said and done?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe in the word legacy.
I don't believe in the word legacy. Right? I don't believe in the word legacy. You know what I'm talking about? You can't unsay certain things. You know what I mean? Like when you say it, you say it. Like he like he was in deep thought. It was a sober thought. That was a sober thought. Don't think that he's crazy or something. Don't think he's out of his mind. No, he's speaking his mind. That's his. Remember, he has some strange philosophies and opinions. You understand? If you ever heard Mike Tyson wisdom, he has some strange philosophies and opinions that everybody won't agree with because they're not of the same mind state. But he's candid, he's honest, he's brutally honest in some degrees. So here's a cockfight. You understand? Make no mistake about it. Don't be in your denial. This is a cockfight right here. They're representing the masculinity of the bulls. Feel me? This is a fight for the hearts and minds of women and men. You understand? This is deeper than what you may even think it is. And it was played out on the stage in real time. Okay. Do I agree with it? Like I said, in my timeline, if I wrote this script, you know what would happen. First round knockout, maybe even a concussion. You know what I'm saying? And depending on how I felt when I wrote it, a body. You know, I'm extreme like that. I've been watching The Boys on Amazon. I'm a body, nigga. You know what I mean? If I wrote the script, yeah, but I ain't write the script. You know? And Mike didn't have the bag and told the white boy, let me knock you out. The white boy had the bag and he came to Mike and said, let me give you some fucking money, nigga. I'm a fucking creator, nigga. I got bags. Let me put you on. And homie said, of course. Of course. You know? So now Javante Davis is upset. He want to get in the ring. He a Scorpio. He said he'll knock homie out even at a lightweight. Even at a lightweight. And I'm like, you know what? That's honorable. That's honorable. Right? But I wouldn't legitimize homie like that. I can't. That's doing too much. You feeding too many legends to this white. I need him to go up against at least two other hitters, people of a weight class this similar to his, because Javante Davis, I think, is like 135, 140. So it's like, nah, I don't even want to see that going right now, because when he doing the Mike face, I don't want him to do it to Tank. You know what I mean? I'm not ready to see that right now. Yeah, he's at 135. All it takes is one slip up, homie, and you're going to get your shit rocked. Dude is 225 and you 135. That's almost half. He's 3/5 of a man. So nah, I don't want to see that. But the great white hype is in front of you right now. Yeah, the great white hype is in front of you right now. All of my yeah, there goes the chart. You know what I'm talking about? Go read that. When you get this on Buy Me a Coffee, you can rewind it. Go read that. It's in the charts. It's in the charts. Jake Paul won't get in with real boxers. He gonna have to one day. Yeah, John Jones won. And John Jones just won. Yeah. Jake Paul gonna have to fight him one day. You can't run forever. Niggas is on his tail after this Mike Tyson beat down. Nigga. I was a senior citizen. You know what I'm talking about? I was a senior citizen. Like, there's people that's gonna want to catch. They want to catch that fade with Jakey boy. This niggas that was sitting back watching the footwork and everything and was like, he's trash. Here goes the full moon November event chart. The 15th of November. You know what I'm saying? This was the whole jump off right here of yesterday. Now, all you got to do is put this chart in alignment with Tyson's chart and with Jake Paul's chart. And we could talk that talk. We could get to some motherfucking work. We could get to some magic. We could show how this shit was ordained in the stars. Like Radiohead Rich titled his show Twilight of the Gods. It's in the charts. It's in the charts. So when y'all get this chart, break it down. Yeah. This show right here was sponsored by the Mart125.com. Show them love. You know what I'm talking about? Show the team over there love. They doing big things over at the Mart125.com. They have pieces from different designers. I don't know if y'all remember the Mart125 was the mall that me, Sinetta, Jack Felder, and Nova Felder, and Brother Sutek and other people built this conscious community in front of the Mart125 in Harlem across the street from the Apollo. It's a landmark for all of consciousness. So now we have the equivalent in an online mall called the Mart125.com, where we're going to be showcasing different designers and different designs. It's not all going to be super uber conscious either, because the Mart125 was diverse. It had it was serving multiple niches. So this is our super mall. This is our online homage. We're paying homage to our home base. We're never gonna forget where we come from. So the Mart125.com for the Master Teacher Collection, you have a 30% off sale, promo code Scorpio at the checkout. You know what I mean? And you get 30% off, free shipping after $75. KTL University, get your Master T-shirts, get your on KTL University, get your tickets for the lecture that me and Blue got. You feel me? Did we go? We didn't go through the whole thing. What we doing? Hold on. Yeah, look at all that. What how we skipped that? The fuck? God damn. Let me go. I knew I was like, wait a minute, I'm missing something. There's some things we ain't get to. Turn this shit down a little bit. So Netflix got in and they scored a lick, even though now this was one of the most streamed fights in boxing history. This was a money grab unlike any money grab that people probably foresaw in a very long time. Now, leading up to this fight, I knew that it was going to do something, but to be honest with you, to keep it 100%, I didn't know that it was going to be what it was financially, the behemoth that it became, right? When I saw him smack Jake Paul open-handedly wearing the Speedos, invoking the 1980, 1990s Mike Tyson, I was like, oh shit, this shit is about to go up. And then when I saw that it was aligned with the astrological dates and the moon and everything, I was like, man, they about to cook. But Mike is selling this shit by only the way that Mike could. The open hand smack with the Speedos is nasty work, nigga. And you didn't get the fight going on right there. The open hand smack with the fucking Speedos, though. Come on, fam. You can't come back from that where I'm from. You're supposed to start thumping right there, nigga. That's a nigga about to line you up the wrong way. You know what I mean? If you get smacked by a nigga with Speedos on and you not breaking his jaw right there, you like, I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Not where I'm from. But anyway, to each his own, right? So this was a money grab, and Jake Paul, like I said, we in a new paradigm, and this new paradigm is about the money grab. That's what they did. They respect the money grab. They don't care about the tradition no more. It's about the bag. It's about the attention. It's about those type of new records. We are in a digital age. We're in a streamers age. We are in a whole new paradigm. We're in a content creator age. We're in the creator economy. It's more so about the eyes and the attention, the way that they got the motherfucking Netflix to shut down. They broke Netflix. Nigga. They broke Netflix. You know what I'm saying? They broke that shit. And they put on a show. And it was a show that nobody else. Floyd Mayweather didn't even put on a bigger show yet. He's somewhere biting his glove. Entertainment at its finest. It broke records. It's all about the bag now. So the moon that I read, the information about this new moon, the information that I read to you about Saturn, is all pointing to this quote unquote star brim. You all right, son? The fuck? So this is, look at the Netflix stocks. It broke the record for the biggest boxing gate outside of Las Vegas. It broke the record for the biggest boxing gate outside of Las Vegas. They did it their own way. They went a new route. They carved a new lane, right? They brought live boxing to Netflix, and it crashed the servers. It wasn't even prepared for the influx of people coming in. 65 million. What kind of energy harvesting is that? 65 million was on Netflix watching this fight. 65 million. Now, A.A. Rashid famously in his book 9/11, right? The 9/11 metaphysical book, the book that he put out when he was in purgatory, right? He put out the metaphysical breakdown of 9/11, and he showed and proved how on the back of the dollar bill, based off of the tree of life of the Kabbalah, when you superimpose it to the quote unquote eagle on the back of the dollar bill, the talons that are holding the arrows represent the feminine. So feminine, right? War is feminine. Okay, war is feminine. And in this match that you saw that came before Tyson and Jake, these two women were going at it, and they were going at it in ways that the men, I have not seen men go at it in a very long time. The way that they were fighting, it was reminding me of Sweet Pea. You know what I mean? It was reminding me of my guy, Sweet Pea, and them. You know what I'm talking about? It was reminding me of the sluggers. They had a slugfest. This woman had a gash above her eye that looked like a vajayjay. That's how open that shit was. It was brutal. When they were at the end of the fight, when they were basically announcing who the winner was going to be, both sides were wiping their face off with blood dripping down their heads, bro. I have not seen that with men. When women get it in, bro. When women get it in, it's going to be, whew. As you can see, like even when you look at World Star Hip Hop with the girl fights, even when something come across your timeline on FB, Twitter, Snapchat, right? They going at it. I mean, they scrapping. So they showed you what war really looks like, because these women displayed, this is not something that's new. When we talk about the Amazonians, when we talk about the tribes in Africa, like women been getting it in. So yeah, this was and she got robbed too. The sister the Puerto Rican sister, she definitely got robbed. She was putting in wild work. She was working that girl from Ireland. You feel me? And they robbed her. Once they robbed her, I already knew that it was up. I said, God damn it. This shit is gonna be a fucking shit show. So I was on Crumb TV Zoom's call. Mind you, I told you that prior to that, I had already my energy was tapped already. So I didn't say a word. And when the fight was happening, I just was observing. I was hearing other people building. It was a great build, good information. I just was like, I'm reserving all energy because I don't want to be a part. I don't want to be part and parcel because I know that a ritual is taking place. I'm just gonna listen. If I start talking and listening, I'm in the motherfucking trap. I'm in the rat trap. You know what I mean? I'm part of the battery. But if I just sit in this bitch and just observe what's taking place, the shit was buffering so bad. I was watching round 5 on Crumb, and the nigga was in round 8 on Star and Buck Wild on Star Network. You know what I'm talking about? The buffering, it was going crazy. So they put on, and throughout the buildup of this fight, Spirits was like, this is bullshit. Spirit told me, don't pay this shit no mind. Don't feed into it. Don't get amused by it, but be alarmed by it. And on plenty occasions leading up to this motherfucking ritual, on plenty occasions on Melanin Monday and Third Eye Thursday, I publicly was like, yo, Mike Tyson cannot lose this fight, bro. Mike Tyson should not be fighting Jake Paul. This is a motherfucking travesty. I said it the day that shit was announced, and I was speaking against this shit leading up to this eventual point of what we saw last night. I was like, what the fuck? I said if he lose, he puts Jake Paul that has nothing to lose. What the fuck does Jake Paul gotta lose? If Jake Paul got beat by Mike Tyson, Jake Paul would have still been Jake Paul. The fuck? Mike Tyson had more to lose because there's more things on the line, even with him trying to denounce legacy. Mike Tyson gets introduced to Jake Paul's audience as somebody who is a legend, who has value, but doesn't have the true value that he's deserving of. That value is in the younger generation. His 10 million could turn into 100 million if he plugs into the same people who's turning this nincompoop into a billionaire. The same people that turned Kylie Jenner into a billionaire. The same people that turned motherfucking who else? Rihanna into a billionaire. Generation Z in them, the generation that Logan Paul is a part of. They don't know Mike Tyson like that. They just start to see Mike Tyson knockout reels. Not. Of course, there's a large percentage that do know about him, but then there's also a percentage that don't know nothing about Mike. They was introduced to Mike fighting Jake Paul. Now, if Mike would have knocked Jake Paul's head off and would have, cleanly just showed his dominance on him and gave him the beats like all of those training videos, then they would have been like, yo, you know what? We are going to do what? We're going to rock with Mike Tyson. We're going to tap into Mike Tyson. We're going to find out what's going on in this Mike Tyson universe. And he would basically get more worth, more value, even though they may be tapped in. But nah, they not fucking with Mike no more. They not fucking with Mike after last night. The young niggas is like, man, fuck that nigga. He's a bum. You know what I mean? They thrashing Mike. They not rocking with Mike. They losing respect for Mike. You feel me? Because with the younger generation, it ain't about what you did before. It's about what you're doing right now. They don't live in the past. They did not experience it. They could look at the tapes, but they can't lock in. They can't Wi-Fi into the experience because they did not experience it. You remember the first night that you seen Mike Tyson knock homie out, Leon the Spinks, and get the belt. You remember, you have memory in your brain, in your system. You're wired to when you watch a clip of that shit, that memory comes back online and it releases some type of dopamine. Them young niggas don't have the connection to that. They don't know about that. They grew up watching Mayweather. You feel me? And he just had more to lose, man. But as he said, he don't give a fuck. So if he don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck. You understand how that works? You can't give more fucks than somebody who don't give a fuck. And if he makes a public statement that he don't give a fuck, then you don't give a fuck. The fuck? You gotta respect niggas not giving a fuck. You know what I mean? You have to respect the no fucks. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta respect the no fucks. Fighters over the age of 36 must successfully complete an EEG and EKG to detect heart or brain problems. Both fighters will wear 16-ounce gloves rather than the 10-ounce gloves. He was biting that shit. Rounds will be scheduled with a duration of 2 minutes rather than a regular 3 minutes. No official judges will score the fight. So, and everything was appointed through Jake Paul. Huh? I'm talking about the age group. I'm talking about 2000 and on. I'm talking about the Y2Ks. You feel me? We're in 2024. So the 18-year-olds, the 17-year-olds, the 16-year-olds, the 15-year-olds, the 14-year-olds, the 13-year-olds, they don't really know about Mike like that. The way they talking about Mike Jordan, they not talking about Mike Tyson. The fuck? That nigga's not a demigod to the younger generation like Mike Jordan is, or Mike Tyson, or Mike Jackson, for that matter. They don't hold him up. They don't revere him like that. His bag, they don't know. His money, his name don't. It doesn't elicit a bag from the younger generation. Them niggas line up and sleep outside for fucking Jordans. You know what I'm talking about? But he's not pitching to them. He don't care about that demographics. He's not trying to sell himself. He's like, nigga, I've been riding out since the 80s, getting to the money. I blew 100 million 3 times already. Remember, Mike lived he lived multiple lives. He's done everything that Jake Paul is probably going to be doing in the next 20 years. Mike did that in like a 10-year span, when doing it was really doing it. Being the man, you know, having all of these women throwing themselves at you, you know, people falling down, kissing the ring and all of that shit. Mike walked that walk, and he was able to walk so Jake Paul could fucking run. There's nothing that he didn't do. So don't ever think that Mike is without. Mike done lived many different, he lived this shit multiple times. This is not his first rodeo. So at 58, doing what he did yesterday is still admirable in a sense, because it's like, yo, who else is going to be able to do that? So in this article, they talked about when he mooned it and he showed his cheeks. You know what I'm saying? He got on his Ving Rhames and whatnot, and was cheeked up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they're saying that's a humiliation ritual. No, it's not. That's not a humiliation ritual to somebody who's not humiliated by no dumb shit like that. He's an athlete. He would have walked in front of that shit butt naked if you know what I mean? No. So in this article, he said that he was going to bring the devil himself to the ring. This is what Mike said. There are no feelings attached, Tyson, who called Paul a friend. Right? Let me read it again. Earlier in the week, both athletes talked big game heading into the match, which ended with Paul beating the former world heavyweight champion in unanimous decision after 8 rounds on the night of November 15th. Earlier in the week, Tyson told reporters, including ESPN, that he was bringing the devil himself to the ring. There are no feelings attached. Tyson, who called Paul a friend, right? Like I said, a friend, somebody that he knows, not a stranger, not a challenger, not somebody who was sweating him. They were already friends. They were already locked in. They smoked weed, talked shit, and probably had girls together. And they decided, we're going to do this shit where we're going to get a bag together and ride out into the sunset. These are fucking wrestlers. These are entertainers entertaining as boxers, because that's where it's at right now. Mr. Beast could be anybody. Motherfucking Castanet is out here chilling with robots, and you niggas are watching him take showers and shit like that. This is the age of the creators. The creators got Donald Trump into the White House. That's the streamers. That's the podcasters. They call creators. The creator economy. These are the kings of the creator economy. They're going to sell you niggas some shit, and you're going to buy it. Okay? You're going to buy it. You're just going to put the more you tweet, the more they get paid. That's how they got this shit lined up. But you're going to pay attention, and they've been able to capitalize and monetize attention. Yes, the fight was put on by Jake Paul. He is the promotion company. He's the promotional company. So you already know what it is. You already know what it is. He planned the whole script. So on our birthday, November the 14th, like I said, we used to work for Mike Tyson. We were the Tyson twins. You know what I mean? This shit landed right on our 49th, right on our fucking cycle, our quote unquote 7th cycle. You know, I definitely wanted him to win. I wanted him to get a knockout. That would have been the motherfucking the cherry on the top. So he revealed that he bites his glove, right? Let me see. He said that he bit his glove because of a quote unquote. All right. So this was the smack that sold the fight, right? Everything leading up to this point was cool and whatnot. But the open hand smack with the Speedos on, that's what set everything off, right? That's what rung the bell. You know what I'm talking about? That's what got everybody's attention to where 65 million people tuned in and was like, we need to see this shit happen. Because prior to that, people were going to watch, but definitely not 65 million. You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think that was the case. It was not garnering as much attention and as much quote unquote fanfare as the moment that he smacked the boy who came up to him crawling like a troglodyte. Should have knocked him out with the smack. That would have been impressive. I seen the nigga get, you know, the smack videos where they be smacking people open-handed and it's a knockout. That would have been impressive. But that would have been super savage mode. So the white boy done tapped in, you know what I'm talking about? And then you got Mike doing mad zesty shit. You know, he think he Ving Rhames, right? He think he Ving Rhames and Baby Boy. You know what I'm talking about? He out here double cheeked up and whatnot. And you know, it's given humiliation in a way that I'm not gonna defend it, the fact that it was a humiliation in a way, but I know that it's not something that it's like, yo, he would never do no shit. Like, no, that's Mike Tyson, you know. And he said that he's coming out as the devil himself in the upcoming fight, you know. And if that's the devil, then God damn it, you know what I'm talking about? Shit. If that's the devil, God damn it. One thing about Jake Paul is that he has an archetype too, because we talked about the Mike Tyson archetype, right? We talked about the Mike Tyson archetype, but Jake Paul has an archetype in Donald Trump. You understand? These two have very similar energies and whatnot. And Jake Paul is a he's a Trump supporter. He came out as a MAGA. He endorsed them in a very lengthy post. You know what I'm talking about? He was going in, you know, he was going in. And he was defending him. He even invited him to the fight, right? He even invited him to the fight. He was going to sit up and support Jake Paul, even though Donald Trump and Mike Tyson go way back before goddamn Jake Paul probably was even coming outside the fucking house. You know? Mike Tyson and Donald Trump probably used to sniff lines and grab punanis together. More than likely. I mean, more likely than not likely. But now he gets to do it with Jake Paul. This is part of this whole bro culture thing that is a part of the culture war. So these are the frontliners on the culture war on the right, the far right side, or the Republican side. They call it bro culture, or, you know, the bros and whatnot, crypto bros, passport bros, you know, bro culture. But they also double as right wingers, you know, race soldiers, crash outs. You know what I'm saying? They come out of that world. Crash outs. So on Monday, I asked the Trump campaign whether they take Paul up on his offer. A top Trump advisor told me in the campaign is seriously considering attending the fight. When Paul announced his match with Tyson a few weeks ago, the video received more than 4 million views on YouTube, making it his most popular video so far this year. And while the match itself will likely bring in a massive audience, Paul's more than 60 million followers across platforms will be the real trophy for the Trump campaign. So once again, this influencer, this YouTuber, right? Jake Paul turned influencer, turned boxer, has 60 million followers, right? And, you know, has a massive following across the platforms of social media and whatnot. And just his endorsement of Donald Trump was a quote unquote, you know, he handed him millions of votes by just doing that. Okay, just by doing that, he handed him millions upon millions of votes. He has heavy influence amongst the younger generation and different generations and whatnot. You know, and he's one of the main, you know, they accrediting him as an election influencer along the likes of Joe Rogan and a few other people, even Aiden Ross, but they're throwing him in there too. All right. The Trump campaign is all in on dude bro politics. So the great white hope has emerged, right, in two arenas, in the political arena and in the boxing entertainment arena. Because it's not just boxing with Jake Paul. You got to understand, he's not just a boxer. Him and his brother are not just pugilists or WWE wrestlers and whatnot. They are considered entertainment, right? Americana. So in the boxing world, they got themselves the Great White Hope, who just knocked out who beat up Mike Tyson, right? The legend. And in the political world, they have Donald J. Trump, who just defeated Kamala the cop, right? And they've now formed a bond through victory, okay? Through victory. A bond has been formed where this culture is going to coalesce and get behind, right? And create a resonance. You understand what a resonance field is? An energy field based off of the buildup of energy around a topic, a person, a movement. It's a resonance field. So there's a resonance field that's being built up right now around this movement because of the way that this movement is moving. I'm not into the feel-goodisms where you can't speak about what's coming from both sides. I don't know what people are looking at, but I know what I'm looking at. So a resonance is being built up on that side, but that's a good thing because you don't know how strong you are if you don't know how strong your enemy or your opposition is. The stronger that they are, it's telling you it's just showing you how strong you are. You just don't, you can't realize your power because you are not unified. You don't have a unification principle that they do, right? So there's now a loss on the male side of black men and on the female side. So the same way that people was crashing out when Kamala lost, niggas is crashing out because Mike Tyson lost. Okay? They both crashing out. You know, like they have a video, there's a viral video where dude threw a he just broke the flat screen. He was wigging out. Oh, Tyson lost. People that's online denouncing Mike Tyson and cursing him out is the same type of people that were denouncing Kamala, cursing her out and talking greasy about her. You feel me? It's the same people. It's the same type of throw this person away if they don't get a W for you. People become expendable and whatnot. You show how you really feel about a nigga. You was just really using them in the first place. You didn't really love them, so why you expect them to love you type shit? Our people throw each other away. So this is a double fucking knockout. This is the one more is a TKO. The MAGAs are up. You know? The MAGAs are up. The Nagas need to be up, but these ain't no Nagas. But the Nagas need to be up after the MAGAs is up. But the MAGAs is up. We're doing shit like this. So there's a balance that's taking place. Don't look at it one-sidedly. Look at it that there's everything is ma'at. Everything is a balance. So, you know, while this legion is rising, because these are all Christian crusaders. You understand? You know who Donald Trump is? These are all Christian crusaders. I don't care if they say that they're populist. I don't care what they say. You know, they are all Christian crusaders that fall under different, you know, they're not going to out themselves. They're not going to call themselves. They're not going to say that until they put that uniform on and, you know, their logos say what it needs to be said. But don't wait up. Like I'm letting you know from the gate what it is. They may call themselves white nationalists. They may say America great. I'm just a great American. But at the end of the day, these are crusaders and they're going to ride out with their guy. Okay. Instagram followers. Mike got 24 million. Jake got 26 million. Mike is 6 feet. No, Mike is 5 feet 10. This boy is 6 feet 1. You know, the age is 58 and Jake Paul is 27. Come on, fam. Come on, fam. The rise of the super sapiens. The rise of the super sapiens. Right? What this also showed, though, and it brought back to the light, because these are two warriors. These are two pugilists. These are two quote unquote, you know, assassins. And the result of who won that fight, these are two fighters. These are not two athletes. I mean, they're athletes, but these are not two basketball players, football players, tennis players. These are not two debaters. These are not two politicians. These are warriors in the Coliseum, in the ring. It just goes to show you, even in 2024, right, how primal the people still are. Because there was actual power in this match. There's an actual imprint that's going to come from this match. There's repercussions that will come out of this quote unquote clash of the Titans. You feel me? This clash of the Titans. So if you could look at it as above, so below, if you could give this much energy to the clash of the Titans on the earthly plane, then what about the clash of the Titans in the skies? What about the clash of the Titans in the universe? What about the clash of the Titans on multiple dimensions? What about those solar flares? What about all of the shit that's taking place in the ocean and other things? We got to go macro and micro. But even on a macro, this shit is, even on a micro, this is a macro right here. Look how much attention that they were able to get from around the world and just hold on, right? We do have to keep in mind, and we do have to preface, and we do have to put on the record, right? Because this is still an analysis. We are doing what is called a deep dive and an analysis on what took place in the quote unquote Tyson fight versus Jake Paul and what we call the harvesting season underneath this beaver moon. Mike Tyson said that he was beaten into submission to get the C-19 vaccination. He lost his fight against getting vaccinated. Ahead of his reported December fight with the boxing great Lennox Lewis, Tyson said he only received the C-19 vax so he could travel without issues. I didn't do it willingly. I'm a little apprehensive of that. I was pretty much beaten into submission to do this because I travel internationally. If I don't travel, we don't eat. He continued. So I decided to take the risk and take the shot. And people, you know, they have their own choice. I never get sick. While the boxing legend notes that he didn't have an adverse reaction to the vaccine, Tyson shares that he might have caught COVID-19 at one point because of some recent symptoms, which included coughing up and throwing up water and being dehydrated. Now he says he's feeling much better. I really feel well. The best I've ever felt, he declares. Tyson appears to be getting back into competitive shape. On Wednesday, the 55-year-old boxer shared a photo on Instagram of himself preparing to spar with another athlete. I'm just sparring. But listen, check this out. This was an interesting tweet that I put on my page today and it went viral. And this is for all of my students in the building, especially those that are going to be joining us, my Patreon members, and also some of my Buy My Coffee members who are going to be joining us when we begin to do these monthly classes on content creating, on how to go viral and whatnot, on how to utilize formulas and also how to utilize AI and how to utilize these AI tools in the toolboxes to basically, you know, not just go viral, but taking marketing campaigns, taking products and whatnot and 10xing it. You know what I mean? Because there's strategies involved. And this tweet is just showing you that what you saw last night was a masterclass. Okay. Masterclass. All the Tyson Paul commentary is funny. It's not real people. All of the Tyson Paul commentary is funny. This is a woman that wrote this. It's not real people. It's all strategic, and I love it. All parties ate. We are the meal. It was a masterclass. Just hear me out. Here's my notes, entrepreneurs. So this is for my entrepreneurs. This is for our entrepreneurs out there. I remember selling t-shirts on 125th Street. Some of my same haters from today, you know what I'm saying, was like, them niggas is bums. Them niggas ain't about nothing. Look, they out here selling clothes. They don't work for white people. They don't punch the clock. Who do they work for? Who owns these niggas? Who's paying their bills? How dare they get out there and sell their own clothes? How dare they get out there and start trends in fucking fashion and whatnot with consciousness? How dare they believe in themselves and put their goddamn motifs of the ancestors on clothes and pay their rent and pay their bills and put their kids through private school and do all of these things and travel around the world and be able to maintain and look good at the same time? These niggas was very upset. But now that's called being an entrepreneur, and everybody on fucking Instagram is doing it. Every time I watch the Pop the Balloon, they be like, "What you do as a, I'm on social media. I'm an entrepreneur." Everybody, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. I got a clothing line. Yeah. So I'm literally ahead of my time, huh? Real talk. When me and Sonetta and Blue and other people like Sutek was out there pushing culture as a lifestyle and showing people that you could literally build an industry off of multiple things, that nobody should be selling our culture to us, and you don't have to apologize. Harlem, 125th Street is where people come to do business that's steeped in the culture. And when we were out there, we wasn't taking up no space. We wasn't invading nobody's personal space. We were those people, right? Selling the culture, monetizing the culture, being able to monetize a lifestyle to where I'm like, yo, you don't have to work. No, do you, nor do you, nor do you, nor do you, nor do you. Hire yourself. You got a Macintosh computer, nigga? Hire yourself. I work for Stephen Jobs. No, I work with Stephen Jobs. Okay. I am an employee of Apple, okay? And we work in tandem together to make the world greater, okay? This piece of hardware called a Mac computer is able to generate bands on bands on bands on bands. Make them dance, nigga. Bands make them dance. The minute I got me a Mac, bands make them dance, okay? All throughout my career, I was working with hardware. That's my coworkers. The flip camera, the Sony camera, the Rebel IE, the Rebel, the Canon Rebel, the Macintosh computer, the Dell computer, the heat press machine. Like, I've been fucking with the machines. You know what I'm talking about? Getting to the green. And those been my, it's not a boss. Nobody's the boss. It's my co-workers. We have been co-piloting this plane together. I don't have to work. I didn't have to ask nobody permission to do shit. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't have to ask. Yes, I could hire myself, so I could fire myself, and I could retire myself. I will have to inspire myself, but like I said, EYL and other platforms have built billion-dollar industries just off of telling y'all to be entrepreneurs. And we actually lived it. We actually shown. We did that shit in real time when nobody was doing it. It was frowned upon. Oh, people are selling their own books. They're making their own books. They're designing their own covers. Oh my goodness. What the hell? How dare they? That's the fucking insanity that we had to go through for years. But now it's normal to do your own thing. You know what I mean? So that's how I'm able to measure to see how far we have gotten on the Nebuchadnezzar. That I have a point of reference. I'm able to see that this shit is light years ahead of where it started. Motherfuckers is coming into the movie 3 hours into it talking about, I don't like what's going on. Nigga, you didn't see the beginning of the movie, nigga. You just a guess. The fuck? You wasn't here when the shit started filming. I promise you. So here's the notes for the entrepreneurs. Create an environment that's both intriguing, entertaining, and somewhat controversial. Anytime you pull in an old school versus new school concept, you will have people talking. They had folks talking for days. Even though the conversations on my timeline went over into Braun versus Jordan, Tyson versus Paul Part 2, how to gain a new audience, I want you to see this fight like a collaboration to expand their reach. What do I said it in the beginning on God. She just said it too. I want you to see this fight like a collaboration to expand their reach. So Tyson with his 24 million is not the same 20 million as following Jake Paul. He's like, yo, I'm going to get your 20 million. You're going to get to be able to tap into my 24, because there's old heads and there's dinosaurs and there's people of my age that never even paid attention to Jake Paul. Don't know who Jake Paul is. Was like, who the fuck is a Jake Paul? Now they know who he is. Now they Googling him. Now they watching his shit. Now they find out that this nigga was on Disney, on YouTube, and a whole bunch of shit. They're like, this is the dude that beat Mike Tyson up. Build anticipation. Okay, boom. Both brands have similarities in a love for boxing, but major differences in audience archetypes, right? Major differences in audience archetypes. And they were able to tap into it and cross promote it, build anticipation. This collaboration did an excellent job marketing and showing behind the scenes, the press, even the pre-slap. Slap your audience with a surprise that will make them say, I can't miss this. So Tyson sold the fight with the slap. He sold the fight with the slap. That was textbook fucking Tyson. If Jake Paul did it, it would have already been like this is a circus. This is a clown. How dare he? He think this is wrestling. That was a legend. Tyson doing it. Oh, nah, I gotta watch that. This is up. This is old Tyson. Tyson is he's back on his nigger shit. See how that works? Part 3. People will gladly pay you when your formula is right. So be prepared. Netflix wasn't ready, y'all. Over 120 million tuned in and crashed their site. Be sure to do your best to have your systems ready when you go live. Okay, one more. Why didn't they go for the traditional pay-per-view route? Why Texas and not Vegas? They carved their own lane. This collaboration was all about viewership from the gate. Netflix being on board provided guarantees in viewership. So they got 60 million people following Jake Paul just off of social media. Mike Tyson got 40 million people already following him. Then you got Netflix that jumped into the pile and they built in 200 million subscribers. It is it's a deal made in heaven. It is a deal made in heaven. You know what I'm talking about? So they're showing you, it's similar to what Floyd was showing you as well. Floyd was building that up, but in this new era that we're in, this real attention economy, this creative economy, where there's new ways, there's new income streams, there's new ways to get to the bag, there's more money involved. They put on a masterclass. Part 4, stop arguing and start taking notes, right? So all that arguing and people expending their energy, why don't you take notes and learn from some of the shit that you've seen? Why don't you take some notes and see what you've seen? And because I know people are not sympathetic, and because I know people don't have no sympathy, no empathy, and because I know people see Tyson in a way that white people see black women that they inflict pain on in the hospital, because they like, you know what, they could take more pain. You know, because he's a dinosaur and he's been through so much and he's living on like his 6th life of a 9 life pack. Niggas is like, fuck that nigga. You know, he needs to show up. Tyson has to be 20-year-old Tyson forever. You know what I'm saying? No country for old men. No country for old men. You can't picture Tyson in a state that they had Muhammad Ali in. He would be crucified. He would be crucified. He has to be Mike with some type of vigor and strength, and he still has to inflict fear. He has to be a toothless tiger, if anything. But Mike Tyson threw up blood. And Mike Tyson had a near-death experience ahead of the Jake Paul fight. Mike Tyson was not even supposed to be fighting. Mike Tyson almost died because he had the Jabberwocky. Mike Tyson had 8 blood clots and had a blood infusion where he lost 25 pounds. Why the hell was Mike Tyson in the ring? So the fact that he was able to stand in that ring is still impressive at 58. He put his body through a lot. He came back from dead. He had an ulcer. He had blood clots. We know where it's coming from. He had that wacky in him. A week and a half ago, I was training and I was doing great, but all of a sudden I started feeling tired. I explained it to my trainer. I don't know what's wrong with me. Coming here from Miami on a plane, he went to the bathroom and he threw up blood. The next thing you know, I'm on the floor. I was defecating tar, right? I came here and I found that I had a big ulcer, 2.5 inches, and it was bleeding. All of my friends were calling me like I was dying. Tyson then struggled to contain the frustration caused by the ulcer. So he initially had a fight in the summertime against Jake Paul. He was not able to, quote unquote, have that fight because of what he went through. He said, I lost half my blood during the medical episode earlier this year. This is one of those situations when you lost, but you still won, Tyson wrote. I'm grateful for last night. No regrets to get in the ring one last time. I almost died in June. I had 8 blood transfusions, lost half my blood and 25 pounds in hospital, and had to fight to get healthy to fight, so I won. Come on. It's all interpretation at this point. Is this a pity party? Is it cap? Huh? Because it's Mike Tyson? Is it a nigga trying to get sympathy out of your heartless, non-empathetic soul? Let me know. Because if it was a woman that said that, niggas would be like, oh my goodness, why did they even let her fight? If it was a man, anybody other than Mike Tyson, if it was a white man, it would be like, my goodness, why? They should have just gave him the W. They would be like, who do we have to complain to that they let him fight like that? How dare they? But it's Mike. And Mike don't get to say, yo, I almost died, and niggas have no sympathy for him. There was nobody even talking about this shit today. He put the tweet out, but there's no think pieces. There's no, you know what I mean? Because when you put some fuckery out, it immediately hits the airwaves. They don't waste no time, nigga. Believe me. When he showed his ass cheeks, Skin Bone, and a whole bunch of other comedians in a span of about 30 minutes had clips on that shit going viral. So, nah. This nigga almost died. He shouldn't even have been in the ring. For real, for real. So you know that it was a motherfucking, you know that he threw the fight. You know that it was a setup. So I almost die. I postpone the fight, and I tell Jake Paul, I'm going to get in there and beat you up. And Jake Paul comes in there to try to knock me out. Like, that's really how that works? Come on, fam. The nigga almost died. He said, and so we don't miss this bag. So we don't make, so we don't, mooned on a full moon. The irony. That might be the title of this show tonight. Mooned on a full moon. But, he said to homie, so we don't miss this bag and we don't cash out, and we did all of this build up, and because I had a fucking ulcer, we throw all of these millions away. I'll pull up in November and boom, we'll get it in. I get to walk away with my dignity. You know what I'm saying? I get to walk away with 20 million on top of, like I said, all of that side betting shit. Because Believe me, they spanked Vegas. They spanked FanDuel. They spanked Poly Market. They spanked the shit out of those other markets. Believe you me. He took about 2 million or 3 million of that weed money of the motherfucking the bite-size Evander Holyfield gummies and whatnot, the edibles, and he put that shit on a line on himself and came up. And I promise you, he went in Jake Paul's pocket and was like, I gotta get paid for at least 2 more fights after me, nigga. Cause you're gonna get to the bag. You're gonna get to the munyon after this one. You're gonna get to the munyon. I need in. This is entertainment now. It's nothing illegal in it. It's different. These are content creators, man. You gotta understand. Everything changed perspective-wise. We're in a new timeline. You know? Shit is woofing. It's whooping. We're in a new timeline. So boom. Mike Tyson said, I almost died in June. I had 8 blood transfusions, half my blood, 25 pounds. To have my children see me stand toe-to-toe and finish 8 rounds with a talented fighter half my age in front of a packed Dallas Cowboy Stadium is an experience that no man has the right to ask for. Thank you. That's what he said. Thank you. Right? It's presumed the incident Tyson is referring to is the one that delayed the fight with Paul. Initially, the bout was expected to take place in July, but was delayed after Tyson suffered a medical emergency on a flight due to an ulcer. Tyson spoke about the incident in various interviews and laid out graphic details, like him defecating a tar-like substance, but did not mention the seriousness using this vernacular. Tyson, 58, lost a unanimous decision to Pat at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Do you know how many people AT&T Stadium in Dallas fits? That's where the fucking Cowboys play, fam. Do you know how many people fit in that stadium? It was sold out. It was sold out. So people are known to defecate tar-like substance. You know, the healers know all about that. You know what I'm talking about? The healers understand what the fuck that is. So yeah, he's dying. He's dying. And that's not to say that in no type of way, but he's going through some shit right now. And I want him to enjoy I want him to heal. I want him to heal. Nobody's going to have sympathy for them. Like he said, fuck legacy. Y'all don't care. Y'all going to still talk bad about him. He's a bum. He had his cheeks out. All of these things. Not, yo, he almost died. And he was able to get in that ring last night and have a good 2 rounds. Bravo, nigga. What you eat don't make me shit. I wasn't a part of the energy harvesting. I just see, you know.
And you return to the...
I'm indifferent. I'm indifferent. You know? So, it's a lot to learn. And there's more to earn, you know? But we moving into a very interesting time, ladies and gentlemen. Take full advantage of tonight's show. Once again, is sponsored by this monumental lecture that we're cooking up. I got to bring Blue on before we even do this lecture. We're going to pop out the twin pillars. We're going to activate. We in our bag. We in our 49. You know what I'm talking about? San Francisco, my nigga. That's the gold rush. We the 49ers, nigga. That's the gold rush. It's gold body time. Blue just released a book on building the gold body. We about to turn up on the 22nd. Be in the building. Come and get your drip. Come and get this bundle and whatnot so you can get this shirt. All right. Come and support the master teachers. Okay. And also get in on this call so you could get to this quote unquote collective, this financial collective that we're building up with Chicago Block Bully. You feel me? All of that stuff is available on Buy Me a Coffee. Because when you buy me a coffee, you get access to PDFs, you get access to songs, you get access to the presentation tonight. Like all of these things are a perk of buying me the coffee. So take full advantage. Love and light to the family. We appreciate everybody for the birthday wishes. We appreciate the mods for holding it down. We appreciate everybody's time and attention. We went 4 hours in. This is a classic. You know what I'm saying? This is one of them ones. So we appreciate everybody. Show your appreciation on the way out. Love is love. You already know what it is. We're going to end this one out with red and blue, purple like Prince. Peace, love, and light. We might even see you on Sacrilegious Sundays. Talk black to me.
Red and blue, purple light. Prince. Red and blue, purple light. Prince. Facts. Red and blue, purple light. Prince. Red and blue, purple light. Prince. Facts. You can get to know the legend. Sacrilegious Sunday to Melanin Monday. You can get to know the legend. My love, just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land, focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light to the family. Peace, love and light to the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.